says take your burden down to my soil. Now we'll make yellow flowers for you.
Wishing you a happy and elfy Christmas. All right, enough. Hello and welcome to Jewellery Maker. Can you tell I'm feeling festive? Oh, I am. I'm feeling festive today. It's lovely to have your company. I'm Vicki, going to be with you for the next 4 whole hours. And yes, you may be warned that you may at times be hearing. Oh yes, now you don't need to text in and tell me that I've got a floppy one. I know one of them just keeps on, I got the husband to try and fix it, but he couldn't. He couldn't fix the flop. It was just hanging, and so I'm sorry about that. It's right in the face, but I can't do anything about that. It's just there. But I'll tell you what, the lady who is she's gonna add some fizz today. She's gonna give us some serious Christmas treats. It's the beautiful, it's the gorgeous. And the one who doesn't normally work with me because we get into trouble because we laugh too much is the gorgeous Laura Binding. Hello. Christmas has come early for us.
I know.
Yay.
I've got earrings as well, but I've managed to have lost one between upstairs and downstairs. But I'm still keeping this in.
Excellent.
It's a Christmas tree.
You didn't have to tell me it was a Christmas tree. I was thinking, oh, she's going for all that contemporary look with just one earring. Yeah, I'm edgy.
Yeah, I've grown the hair level now, so go for the earrings.
Liked it. I like the edge. We have got lots of treats in store for you today. I don't know how long I'll be able to manage with this hat because it's quite heavy. We have got lots and lots of treats for you here on our Designer Inspiration show. It's going to be all about giving you inspiration. Of course, that's in the title. But we're also going to give you great deals. And that's absolutely essential today because you have still got the chance to get Christmas delivery from us here at Jewellery Maker for a simple premium of just an extra £2 on your standard delivery. We are still guaranteeing Christmas delivery. So if you do want to join us, we can still get those amazing deals to you, including chain, sterling silver findings, and other such treats like red spinel to you for Christmas. Well, yep, we are in a happy and elfy kind of a shirt. Elfy, What did you say there? Sorry, what did you say? We have lots of... I'm in a funny mood today, and I don't mean ha-ha. I'm in a bit of a weird one, but that's good because we have got some absolute startling deals. It's great to know that you've tuned in because Laura's going to give you some step-by-step instruction, not just for her classic wire work, but also going to inspire us with polymer clay. So, a little bit of outside of your normal box, you're going to give us a bit of a polymer clay today.
Yeah. Mixing it with a bit of wire, obviously.
Of course.
So yeah, it's nice for us to be able to explore these different mediums and to put them together and sort of mix them together. So yeah,
it's going to be a good one today.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be really different. And for those of you who've got your cabochons, we've got a bit of an inspiration for how to work with cabochons, but we've also got a very special cabochon deal as well. So keep watching for that. It's all to look forward to here on our Jewellery Maker show. Right then, let's crack on with some big deals. Now, we are feeling festive. I'm going to take the hat off just for a while and place it there. hat hair. We are going to, I like how you have to drop the camera when the hat comes off, because the head's not actually another 5 foot up. Yes, we are going to get festive, and we're actually going to go for finery. So we're going to get that festive flair, but we're going to do it in a very sophisticated and stylish way in the next showcase, including wire, including chain, and I also have some special treats for those of you who love your sterling silver. So it really is all about getting the luxury of the festive flair, but for the lowest price possible. Right, let's start off. Shall we, where should we start? What do we fancy? Shall we start with a bundle? Let's start with a bundle, and let's get the warmth of the fire. Let's get that chestnuts roasting on an open fire. That's what we're starting off with the warmth of your intense oranges and rich honey tones. You've really got something delightful to start off this bundle. It's your 2 strands, frosted finish to add that little bit of a matte detailing to a very, very dramatic quality of agate. Now here you've got what I would classify as 2 very exciting gemstones to work with in terms of their sizes and their shapes, because there's a lot of potential to be had from gems like this one, certainly in terms of the way that they are faceted, the way that they've been given that intricacy of a finish that is matte. So instead of having that lustrous quality, you've got a lovely dull type finish, but because of the warmth of the colour tone, it really does work. You've got your 2 sizes. Your variant sizes are 10 and 14mm, and just to highlight, the 14mm strand alone, that price tag is over £10. In fact, I'll give you, it's £12.45. £12.45 for this 1 strand alone. And how about that, £10.95 for your smaller strand? So considered purchases, really, based on the quality of the gemstone. That's why you've got a little bit more of a considered purchase strand, I would suggest. Then we're adding in the drama. I think always when you've got such rich colours of oranges, what you really need is to have a backdrop, almost a silhouette-like colour, where you've got that perfectly with these amazing twisted black agate beads. These are 12 by 8mm. And instantly you can not just see the contrast in terms of the depth of colour, but also the finish. You've got that matte finish from the golden hues and the oranges, but then can you see this lustrous texture thanks to the feature of your agate that hasn't had that matte finish. So you really have got that contrast, which we're sticking with by adding in our seed beads. And these are 2mm black agate seed beads. And all in all, there's a lot of diversity of shape, but there's also diversity in terms of colours, and that's what's going to get great result in jewellery. 4 strands. Well, we already have established that 2 of the strands should be over £20 in its own right. On the price that you should be paying on this 4 strand bundle, that makes sense. That makes absolute sense. £29.30 is the price you should be paying on this bundle if you were buying this separately on our website. Now, of course, I've got to remind you that our website is exceptionally competitive elsewhere. So £29.30 is already a very good price point, very, very good. But how about we take a chunk off that price tag and we make you a saving? £24.30 is where we've dropped to. So that was a £5 discount. £5? Come on, let's take another £5 off. Let's make it £10 discount for you today. Yours for the taking. It's £19.30 for your 4 strands, of which reminding you that actually these 2 strands alone would take you over £20 if you're buying them separately on our website right now. So you've got yourself one sterling deal where you've got a discount on the reds, but then you've got effectively the black agate for free. That's the way we've worked it out. Truly magnificent. You've saved yourself £10 just like that, just by tuning into our live show. And as I say, make your price comparisons elsewhere, but actually you can make your price comparisons directly from our own website on this price tag. £10 saving. Now of that £10, take 2 of those pounds and pay for your premium postage and packaging, and you'll still receive your packaging for Christmas. So we're still guaranteeing Christmas delivery for our premium postage. That means that all the savings that you're going to make, just take £2 out of that premium, add it to your standard delivery of £2.95, and you've got yourself Christmas Christmas delivery. Still got jewellery to be made for Christmas. Yours for the taking. 0800 644 655 is the number to dial. It is a free phone number that you're dialing. Or you can join us at JewelleryMaker.com. Congratulations on that one. A great deal. Onwards we go to, oh, they're gorgeous. These are just perfect for anybody who's looking to create some like berries on top of your design. If you're perhaps working with your green leaves that we've had recently, the venturing carved leaves, and then adding in the holly berries, where you could do that. Or maybe you're going to do a little bit of fun and funky, something like a nice glacier cherry on top of a cake. That's the kind of resulting jewellery you could achieve thanks to the way that we've set this gemstone and drilled it. If I just profile, as you can see, instead of going through the center of the drill hole, we've actually gone to the lower aspect, so it means that you've got a rise. And for anybody who watched last week for the likes of your Kumihimo or your braiding techniques, of course we did our brand new braiding DVD on Monday. If you got that braiding DVD, this shape and this way that it's been drilled would go fantastically well for one of your multi-braided designs. So you could set each one of these gems off and profile it up off the braid, so you've got a lot of detail just from one of those, of course, but these are multiple braids, as you can see there. Fantastic opportunity. You could really get some impact against your threading and your braiding, or alternatively add that cherry on top of the cake, or perhaps the holly berries for your Christmas result. These are looking good, and you've got their top drilled plain rounds. We don't do this kind of drill very often. We know straight through the center, so this drilling is really going to add something different to your design. It's really going to add something unique. Now then, adding that unique flair might be just something as simple as adding in the chain. What about doing something as simple as a multi-charm bracelet with your red agate top drilled rounds and then your gold chain? That would add a real flair, a real sense of unique quality to your jewellery. And I mean, the thing is for those of you who are watching and perhaps you're just getting started on the road to jewellery making, a technique where you're working with chain and drills like this one are so simple and effective. Your jewellery is going to be really stylish, incredibly professional. But the good news is that you're going to get these affordable opportunities as well. That's the word that we're looking for around Christmas time, aren't we? Affordable impact. How many are you getting? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 25. Gosh, 25 individual gems sitting here on my strand. Let's work that on the average. So 25 individual gems. For what price tag? Wow! Now that is a price to be proud. Wow! Hecky thump! That works out what, 20 pence each? Hecky thump! Oh, hang on, hang on, hang on. I'm feeling a button moment. Oh, stop. Come on, get up. Hop, 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 hop. Hop. Just like that. We're definitely feeling Christmassy when we've got deals like this one. Festive finery did not get any more festive or any more finerific. This is your deal. £4.95 is all you pay. A treat and a half. Hecky, that I would never have guessed that price tag. I would never have assumed that we could do this kind of deal. And Laura, with a strand like this is versatility for any beaders, anybody who's braiding, any of those techniques where you want to add an extra texture to your design.
You can take it outside the box though, because you think of jewellery, don't you? But at the moment you're doing lots of, because I've been doing lots of crafts with my children.
Yeah, me.
So you could then take it that level of maybe decorating a wreath or something if you want to make your own handmade wreath.
Lovely, with the holly berries.
Yeah, making know little clay holly leaves maybe, and adding them as little berries and making it really mixed media. So you can sort of...
What about Rudolph's red nose?
Yes.
Ah, that'd be good, wouldn't it? You could have Rudolph's red nose with these, let alone the cherry on top of the cake.
Yeah, it's lovely. They're just so really sweet and a lovely colour.
Oh, they're fabulous.
I love the red of them. They're like a real lovely.
Yeah, they're funky. Loads of people there. Congratulations to, I've got Carol, I've got Jude, Joanne, great to have your company. I've got multi-buyers on this deal as well. If you'd like to join us, then go for it. £4.95 is all you pay. Less than £5. What do you pay for £5 these days that are genuine gemstones with so much diverse popularity and versatility? Well, I don't think there's much of a fiver that goes about these days, certainly not in my life, that I would get so much potential from that one price tag. Congratulations, you got that one. Let's straight on to, ooh, yeah. Well, this is one of those stones that when you see it, it's as beautiful as you want it to be, because when you know about it, you kind of want it to be, oh gosh, that's even more exciting when you see it in true captured beauty of colour. Oh, man, that's a good looking strand. What? No. Okay, just to let you know, this is a last of stock opportunity. Collector's alert right now for anybody who fancies themselves to be working in 2014 with a true collector's gemstone. And this doesn't get much more collectible. This gemstone does simply get nowhere near the kind of wow factor of potential that perhaps you would do. And we've got, okay, I've already got people on the lines for this one. I've already got people wanting this offer. And if you see this is yours, I've got a lot of people who know their gemstones. I've got a lot of people who identify this price tag as, well, when I say this price tag, see the quality of this gemstone for the price we're about to do. It is going to be second to none. Red spinel, the gemstone that has the qualities and the luxuries of some of the most extraordinarily desired gems in the world. And I'll say this over and over again, when you see spinel, you've got to make sure that you know this is one of the finest stones in the world. Sitting in the Imperial Crown Jewels as the centerpiece is not a ruby, it's a red spinel. Sitting alongside some of the finest gemstones within the world's collection right now. If you ever go to the Grunsberg de Volba, which is the world's, the European Museum of Artifacts and Precious Stones, this gemstone sits there because it has such a high regard within the world of the jewelry industry. Spinel, with all of its breathtaking master of disguise qualities. I mean, if you saw this and you didn't have the graphics there, you'd tell me it was a ruby. I'm sure of it, because the richness of those reds, the true integrity of this gemstone. Do you know there's actually only 3 true red gemstones in the world? True rich red, identified by the GIA. That's spinel, that's ruby, and when you start to look about the quality of this gem, it's outlandish in terms of paralleling it to the likes of ruby. Actually, the interesting thing about it is that with ruby, what you have is a gemstone that often doesn't have as much light movement through it. With spinel, because of the way it's formed cubically, because you have a cubic structure that is actually exactly the same as a diamond, you have so much more light reaction. Yes, this gemstone has the same cubic structure to that of a diamond. That's why it's so collectible. It's a highly regarded gemstone within the jewelry industry. If you want to work with it, I've got a limited edition offer. One-off chance. Now check out this price tag. Well, apparently our graphics literally will not move from $39.95. Our graphics say this is the price tag, this is the opportunity. What Pip has done, my producer, he's made a decision, because the computer won't let us take the price down any further. He's done it on the web. So those of you who want to make your purchase on the web, you do have availability right now, £34.95. Now then, the good news is that for those of you on the phone lines, we will still honour that £34.95 for you. It says 39. I get that. It's not the price you're paying. Our computer just won't take the price lower than 39. But the price you're paying on this deal today, it's an opportunity that you can't afford to lose out on. It's 34 $4.95 for your red spinel, one of the finest gemstones on the planet right now, working alongside some of the biggest boutique jewelers. You'll find this gemstone sitting as their centerpiece, sitting in the crown jewels as a centerpiece, sitting in the Grunsberg de Volba as a centerpiece. It is a highly sought after gemstone, incredibly regarded, and when you've gone for that festive finery touch, you want to really add that luxury flair to your jewelry. You cannot, just simply cannot get more luxurious than red spinel. It is a stone of choice. It is a gemstone of collectors, and you're not just jewelry makers when you're working with gemstones like this. You're actually a gem collector. And actually, interestingly enough, Laura, I guess before you started working with genuine gemstones, you were still into crafts.
Yeah.
But I guess when you start to work with genuine gemstones, you become much more than what you were, and actually become a gem collector as much as you are a jewellery maker. Yeah, I think so. I mean, when I first started, I used to love doing drawing and painting. But then when I discovered you could make jewellery, I did all of the glass beads, you know, all of those. And then I stumbled across you, and now I don't actually even buy them. In fact, I've sold a load of them off because I just don't use them. But sometimes you just fall in love with it, and to be able to say you own that as well, and to say, oh yeah, I can do that. What about in this? You know, and it's nice to have that knowledge. And you get to the point where you can look at a stone and you can go, actually, I think that's this, and it's because you become so knowledgeable, I suppose. Proficient,
really.
absolutely.
And obviously, you guys know so much as well, which helps. So we learn a lot. I learn a lot from what you all say when you've got the stones on as well. And I think the interesting thing is that the more you work with genuine gemstones, the more you appreciate them. Yeah. Because there is that sense of, it's not just about the beauty of them when you look at them, but actually there's a beauty in the feel of them. Yeah. They are so different to synthetics. They are so different to replicas, because there's almost an extra tactility, a layer of luxury from Mother Nature. I think you kind of forget actually how much you know and how much people aren't aware of it. People that don't make jewellery. I took some jewellery into Kayla's school and was explaining what labradorite was, and they just looked at me completely blank because they didn't understand, because they were like, oh, what's labradorite? And I tried, oh, what? And you know, because you assume people know, but actually they don't know, you know, because unless you work with it, you don't know what's available. Not necessarily. Yeah. And that's the thing is that's the interesting thing about something like spinel. It is highly regarded in the gem world, but intriguingly enough, it's not a gemstone that is highly known of because of its rarity. Exactly. And that's the intriguing thing about it. I have got, I think, 8 left. 8 left? 7 left, beg your pardon. 7 left in stock. So if you want to join us, $39 is not the price tag. $34.95 is your price you're paying on that one. Congratulations. Fabulous deal. Absolutely amazing. Where shall we move to? What do we fancy doing? Or shall we? Shall we? Yeah? Okay. We're about to break some rules. So for everybody who's up in production right now, turn off. I'm telling you now, we're breaking rules. We're breaking rules for the last of stock, and that's the only reason we're going to get away with this, is that we're on last of stock offering on our chain. We have not got a mass abundance. If we had a mass abundance, we wouldn't be doing this deal, but it is last of stock. Fact. Last of stock, first come, first served. I have just 30 available, 31. Be specific, 31 available. Now that just gives you, now I've already got people on the phone lines. I've already been told I've got people who are there. So if I've already got people who are on the phone lines, quite a lot of people know that when we say we're doing last of stock pricing, quite a lot of people respond. People know that something's about to happen. Something really is going to happen. You've got here 10 meters of your gold-plated copper chain, and this chain has proven to be one of our most popular aspects of 2014. This chain has really reaped some rewards for our jewellery makers out there who are really interested in making feature pendants but just need the chain to hold it as a simple design. Those of you who are wanting this chain, this is, okay, I've got 25 left in stock. 25 available. I've already got people buying, and $12.95 is the price that you think you're paying, but it's not. $12.95 for the last 31
is not the price you're paying. It's a one-off last of stock deal. Who's going to get the last of stock on this amazing 10 meters of chain for just £9.95? It's a lot of potential, even if it's just a multi-strand chain necklace that you're going to create. You know, the looks of the moment are not about just adding gemstones, but adding layers and layers and layers of chain. And you can do that without being anything other than giving to the fact that you're going for the luxury edge when you've got so much chain in one offer. 10 meters. And when you consider that within that 10 meters, how many necklaces are you going to be able to create? I'm guessing you're going to be able to make per meter, I'm guessing at least four necklaces. So if that's the case, you've got yourself 40 necklaces with then just adding a single pendant. It's flying out. I have got people who are multi-buying on this, people who obviously see the potential, including one buyer who's bought 4 of these spools. Oh, somebody knows their stuff now, don't they? Congratulations to you. If you're the one who knows your stuff, you've done the right thing there. £9.95. How many have I got left? Ooh, single quantity figures. We're in single quantity figures, so if you want to join us, I have got Elizabeth, congratulations. George in Tyne and Weir. I've got Dawn in Worcestershire, congratulations. Margaret in Staffordshire, congratulations. Jude in Norfolk. I don't know why I went Jude, but I'll say it again, Jude. I've also got Margot in Essex. Now, Jude, you're not going to be surprised that in my ear, you know what song they're singing. That's right, they're singing Merry Christmas, everyone. We have got £9.95 is all you pay if you want to join us. I've got single quantity figure. I've got 7 left. That's it, just 7 left. 10 meters. And if that's all you're going to do, just a simple chain, you have got so much potential. That's the thing, isn't it, Laura? Is that really this is the chain that just goes so much further.
Yeah, it's good because you can use it however you can double up. So if you want, like, I quite like the double layered looks of chain.
Yeah, me.
You know, so you can do that. Or if you just have something quite delicate, you just want a bit of chain. That's all you need. And you can make it to measure as well. So you can make it 18 inches, you can make it 16 inches if you want it to be a sort of shorter one. You can even make extenders out of that. So if you do find, you know, the earrings, but if you find I've got a little end, keep it. And then you've got an instant extender.
And the thing is that really, you're right in saying that depending on what outfit, because I wore I have like a black jumpsuit, I'm a money penny, I've got a black jumpsuit. But I have a black jumpsuit and I have like a V. And I needed a chain, but my one chain was too long, one chain was too short, and I couldn't find a balance.
Yeah,
that's what you need, isn't it?
Because sometimes you need something a bit, that's not the standard, you know, so you can make it so it suits perfectly.
That's what it is. If you want to join us, now's the time to do so. That is last of stock. How many have I got left, Pip? 3 left. Oh, 3 left. Oh, why do they call it funny bone? It's not funny. It's never funny. Oh, not funny at all. Right, let's what should we do next? I'm going for the pearls. I'm going for the luxury of the pearls, because for me these pearls are absolute festive finery. Wow, they look even better. Oh, I tell you what, they feel as good as they look. Oh, and they look good. These are top luxury pearls that I'm offering you here. Some of the very best rounds. Now, we need to have a bit of a close-up on this, Ben, because let's show everybody just how good the rounds are on these. They are exquisite, really rather special. Loving the indulgence of the rounds. And of course, when we start to grade pearls, there is a variety of different aspects that you've got to start to debate. One of them being the round, one of them being the thickness of the nacre, which is the layers of pearl that start to form, one of them being the smoothness, so the finish of the pearl. All of these have an influence on the final quality of the pearl as you're owning it. Now, I will highlight, these have a very strong round. This quality of nacre is incredibly impressive, and of course the nacre influences the movement of the light over the pearl, and that movement of light over the pearl is called the orient. And when we start to see that, you see that luxury finish. You can really see that movement over the pearl. That is a quality gemstone, and you'll know it's quality when you feel, not just look, but feel the quality of the pearl in action. Look at that. That is just indulgence, and I think the perfect way to think about these is that, yes, they're going to look glorious for your festive finery. They're going to look great for your Christmas, but forget about Christmas. Think Christmas, think New Year, think spring, think summer, think autumn, think next year. Then don't just think 2014, think 2024, think 2034. It's decades and decades and decades of wearability that you're about to own here. The luxury of the pearl, the quality that we're offering you, and of course the chance to own them as centerpieces in terms of the size. The treat on this one is that you could be looking at jewelry that you could last, quite simply, a lifetime for just $19.95. It's all about what do you want for your jewelry. You want timeless quality. You want that real sense of wearability. Oh, and we're not stopping at $19.95, and it's going to be fastest finger first. Forget your festive finery. Think everyday luxury. £16.50 is your price tag now. That's the kind of price that you could only expect from Jewellery Maker. And if you are watching right now and you want to go for that luxury finesse, you want to get that real feature quality of timeless beauty, you've got it on 0800 644 655 or join us at jewellerymaker.com. We don't mind how you do it. You just got to do it right now. For £16.50, it's a treat and a half, and of course still guaranteeing Christmas delivery. Premium price, which is just an extra £2 on top of your standard postage and packing, and we can still get this deal to you for Christmas. Oh, Christmas Day would be absolutely exquisite. Don't go anywhere. Plenty more deals and lots of inspiration coming with the amazing Laura binding.
The JM Awards were a huge success last year, so we're bringing it back bigger and better than before. Join Vicki and guest designer Mark Smith as we reveal the best bits of JM 2013 as voted for by you. So tune in on December 31st at 9 AM and help us celebrate the Jewellery Maker Awards. Join Jewellery Maker and guest designer Mark Smith for our long-awaited macrame workshop. Get to know the essential techniques and knotting formations to create these vastly popular designs. Learn square stitch, twist stitch, slip knot and much more. The full course includes a range of different threading materials, a selection of gemstones, use of all relevant tools, a buffet-style lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studios, a chance to meet the presenters and a visit to our Gemstone Museum. All of this for just $79.95. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Jewellery Maker, bringing out the designer in you.
Well, it's time to be inspired by our amazing Laura binding. But one of the things that what we've started, as you may have noticed within our 4 hours here on the Designer Inspiration Showcase, is to be inspired outside of our standard designers' normal permutations or techniques. And actually this is really cool because today we've got Laura with her wire, as you would expect. I don't think we would take away her ultimate, the wire, but she's also going to inspire us on how to work with polymer clay. And I know that you're going to really enjoy this because it's quite nice seeing somebody else doing something different, isn't it?
It's nice for us to have that time because we're always so busy.
Yeah.
And you want to do all these other things, but you can't.
Yeah.
So it's nice for us actually. I've got an excuse to sit and play with polymer clay.
It's great.
I've got to. It's work.
I know, and the thing is that the interesting thing is when you start to work with this kind of ingredient, it's that appreciation of how you can then lead what you've already got as your centerpiece, which is your wire work. How you can take that and make it something different by adding in one extra ingredient that you haven't already worked with before.
Yeah, and again, we get a lot of inspiration from the other guest designers. I mean, obviously Debbie is amazing with clay.
Outlandish,
so as soon as I saw what she was doing with clay, it gave me that inspiration again to start playing about, and obviously then bringing my sort of style into it and bringing it, you know, and that's how we all develop.
Absolutely, and that's the exciting part about it is that today we're going to incorporate both polymer clay and your wire. Now, for those of you who have been watching recently, you'll know that our wire has been coming and it's been going. Basically, it comes into the stock list and it goes. That's always been the case with our wire. We just cannot keep up with the demand. That's based on the quality of our wire and the pricing of it. And I know that that's exactly what we're going to find with this deal here, because I'm so pleased it's back in stock, but as I say, it'll be here and then it'll be gone. I've got the 1.5 mil silver wire in this deal. 1.5. Everybody I know is wanting this deal. Everybody I know is wanting this opportunity. You have this wire that I can honestly say is going to be one of the most popular wires around. You've got there a treat and a half, because you don't have to use a lot of the 1.5 for it to be exceptionally effective, and I mean genuinely effective. To work alongside it, you've got to get something that's a little bit more binding, that's a little bit more of a wire wrapping technique design and ingredient, and you've got that here with the 0.4 mil gauge silver wire. These two here are absolute essentials. 100 meters of your 0.4. Now, anybody who is into wire work and just got started, or perhaps embroiled with the amazing journey that is wire work, then you'll know 100 meters of 0.4 will be one of the most imperative purchases that you can make. The 1.5 alongside it, they are like a match made in heaven. They are truly fantastic, and you'll see that the resulting jewellery is going to work and better work for you within this one creation. Now, to top it all off, we have put alongside it, as I said, we're mixing our mediums. We're putting alongside it the pink and the purple, or should I say mauve, that you have here to your polymer clay. Did you hear that the banknotes have been changed?
To plastic?
No, to polymer.
I heard it was going to be plastic.
Yes, but that's what this is.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't it? So what you're working with here is actually a very similar component to what they're now making the British banknotes with. Why? Because it's more durable and it's also water resistant. So when you put your banknotes into the wash by accident, it's gonna be all right from now on, Ben.
Yeah!
I know. What's one of the best things in the world? I'll tell you what one thing of the best things in the world is finding money in a pocket that you didn't know was there.
That is, it is like birthday again.
It's one of the best feelings in the world. It doesn't matter what it is, £5, £10, £50. Yeah, right. When have I ever put £50 in my pocket and forgotten about it?
Well, when you open up your purse and you're looking for something and you find hidden somewhere that little extra, and you're like, oh, didn't know you were there.
I didn't. I'm so pleased I found you, you extra £5 notes, which I'll spend in 3 seconds. Right, you have got here 2 lots of your polymer, so 2 lots, the pink and the purple, which is your blush, and then you've got your mauve, and then you've got 2 lots of your wire, 100 meters of your 0.4 and 10 meters of your 1.5. So altogether, rather exciting combination. How Laura has managed to pervade this, I have no. How have you persuaded them to give you this?
I just went and asked. I just asked nicely.
You just asked nicely?
Yeah.
When I ask nicely, they just laugh in my face.
To be fair, I just asked for the clay and wire. So I didn't know what I was going to get. So I just say, you know, just whatever, just some clay and some wire, as long as it all goes together. And I was quite chuffed when I opened up the bag. I was like, oh, 100 metres.
100 metres, 0.4.
I know.
And then, of course, the 1.5. It's just so good, that torque style necklace, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, I've only used it quite minimal as well. So, I mean, obviously people who know my style, stash straight away, even if you're thinking, oh, I don't know what I do with clay, straight away I'm thinking, well, I've got so much left as well.
Absolutely, so many different permutations that you've got from this bundle. It's a pretty exciting bundle. I know there'll be a lot of people who will make the purchase just based on the price of the wire that we're going to do right now. Just based on the 100 metres of 0.4 going as low as it is, you're going to enjoy this. Your designer inspiration bundle, thanks to our Laura, and yes, you can say thank you to Laura for this pricing, I reckon, because I don't know how we've managed to do this. But all this offer should be £28.80. Makes sense. It makes sense. £28.80 makes it 100 metres of 0.4. One of the most essential wire gauges. But I tell you what, we're going to push the boundaries today because we're thinking less than £20 on this. Less than £20. Less than £20. It's yours for the taking. You've got here 110 metres of essential wire plus your polymer for £19.95. If you want to join us, today is the day, especially for the wire, especially with this wire offer, because we don't have that much wire going around with this kind of opportunity of pricing. £19.95 for 100 metres of the 0.4. Just to highlight the fact that this is a double figure quantity offer. It's not going to be something that I've got multiples of hundreds and hundreds to give you, because at the end of the day we're good, but we're not that good with this kind of quantity of wire. We can't possibly do 200 or 300 in the quantity when we've got this wire at this price tag. We've got double figures available, so if you're going to do it, you've got to do it sooner rather than later. It's your free phone number at the bottom of the screen. You can join us at JewelleryMaker.com. Have you got Christmas planned yet? Have you got that lull between Christmas and New Year planned? If you haven't, make your purchase now. Don't forget, we can still guarantee Christmas delivery if you pay an extra £2 on top of your normal delivery. And if you go for premium delivery, you can still get this bundle available for Christmas. We'll deliver before Christmas. So you've then got Christmas, well, Boxing Day, you know, you've got loads going on for Boxing Day. You know, that little lull, 27th, 28th, where there's kind of that calm before the New Year's Eve storm. Well, that's the time to get creative with something different. And in particular, when you're going to see something different with Laura, this is the time to challenge two mediums. Two mediums come as one. Two mediums in just one piece of jewellery. Hannah Oxbury is looking at me going, no, 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 no. She's just saying, no, no, no. Hannah Oxbury is watching me and she's saying, no, no, no to the singing. No, no, look at that. No, no, no. I'm loving that silhouette. Oh! Looking good there. Oh, shucks, she says. Oh, shucks. Ooh. She's either doing shucks or she's going, get the camera off me. Get the camera off. It's one or the other, I'm not sure. £19.95 for your big wire gauges of your 1.5 and your 0.4 mil, and then 2 lots of your polymer as well. All together, less than £20. Now then, the jewellery you're about to see, all made from this bundle.
Yes.
All made.
All made from this bundle. I did have chain as an extra, but that's going to be coming up later, hopefully as an extra as well. So
that's wicked. That's funky.
Found my other earring.
Hey.
Debbie's just given it to me.
Oh my goodness me, you've really been busy then. And this is all from one block of the 2 blocks of polymer.
It's literally. From the 2 blocks, it's literally half of 1 block each, and I still had some left as well. I made a big ball to put to one side of scrap clay.
Wowzers. That's a lot of jewellery to be made, isn't it?
And I've got preps down here as well that I've made as well. So it just keeps going and going.
That's interesting because when I've just the last couple of days, I did a craft stall at my daughter's Christmas production.
I wish I'd seen that.
Oh. I was even walking around with them in the end because we had a craft stall set up and people was just still sat, and I was like, hey, I can't have you sat there. I've been up till midnight making these. So I was walking around going, Handmade at midnight. Are you buying? Buy my wares because I was up till midnight. See how dodgy I look? It's because I was up at midnight. They bought them in the end because I made them. That
doesn't sound like you at all.
No.
Completely uncharacteristic of you to be
totally out of my comfort zone. The thing is that what fascinates me is that when I was making them with the polymer, it went on and on and on. I was making just gingerbread, like kind of little polymer characters, and then turning them upside down and making little reindeers. And I must have made, what, 30, 40 of these. I couldn't believe how much one block went,
really
how far it went.
Going. And obviously, I mean, some of those pieces are actually quite thick as well.
They are, if I profile this.
Yeah, if you see on the profile. So, you know, they're not really thin and flimsy. You know, you can make them quite substantial.
And that's the thing is that if you're saying you're just using half a block, it's going to go a long, long way. You could see how thick those are. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, really like strong structural design, isn't it?
Yeah, because you don't want it to be quite bold as well. I've got a tiny confession that last time I did polymer clay on here, I left or lost my little starter clay pack, and that had all of my essentials such as sanding and my glaze. So I haven't finished it as finely as I could or should have, because I need to get a new starter kit basically with the sanding things in it. So that's why, just to put my disclaimer out there.
Moving on, I was just advising. Go on then, get started.
Get started?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Where are we beginning?
Right, so basically we're going to start making the discs. So the good thing about these is that I tried to do them all different ways, like different colourways, and it's all done out the same sort of mix. So I'm going to start off by showing you just to roll some clay through the actual pasta clay.
Roller machine.
That's the one.
For those of you who have just highlight that the machine itself is essentially and can be a pasta machine. Please don't use to make pasta and then do polymer, because obviously the two don't mix. So if you're going to buy one of our rollers, buy a roller for your pasta and then a roller for your polymer. Just to advise that.
I will say also, again, my roller was another thing that kind of I managed to lose in my last trip. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me how. I just did.
It's quite a big thing to lose.
So I've actually, the one that I had was originally from a high store.
High street store.
And so I got one of yours, and it's actually a lot better. And I'm not just saying that. The handle doesn't fall out half as much as my old one used to, and it's actually a lot smoother as well. So
I found it, and my kids did it loads with me, because obviously I was making so many of these things on the kitchen table that they were coming and going. They loved it, and even my 2-year-old, and Zach's just what, 2.5, he knew exactly, and he was taking out the bottom. The one thing I will ask, and this is just a question, and I wanted to ask Debbie, but obviously I've not seen her since, is that do you find that sometimes when you're putting it through, it crumbles first, and then you have to like kind of scrub it up?
Yeah, it's just the conditioning, because you need
That's
to condition
all it is,
it. Yeah, and obviously, so you'll know when it's not quite ready, because it'll still be quite crumbly. And the more sort of supple it becomes, then obviously the better conditioned it is.
And that literally is just putting it through and just keep on moving it
through. Take that time, because it is worth taking that time to do it. And also it's the way that you actually start off, so that's what I was going to show, because obviously again Debbie does say this, and that's actually who I learnt from as well. But what you did start off with is you get the pack, and it has like little
indents, doesn't it?
Yes, so it quarters the pack out. So and just hold it in your hand, make it quite warm, and then it just breaks really easily along those indents.
Okay.
So I've just done that with this. So actually, when you condition it step by step. So even though you want a lot, even if you want a lot, still do it by quarter by quarter by quarter, and then build them up. So you take it off, and then what you just want to do is cut that quarter up a couple of times. Okay, so I'm just literally cutting that up, and you just want to kind of press it all together. You don't want to roll it like the sausage, sort of. That's how I was always doing it, rolling it like that and then putting it through, but Debbie actually said this is the better way to do it. So I'm just going to sort of put it all together, and this will crumble when I put it through. So I'm just literally...
Well, the crumbling is not a bad thing. That's the thing that I eventually worked out. I thought I didn't know whether it was something that I was doing, but it is just part of the procedure.
With the starter kit, you do get the little clear roller. So I would use that roller. I don't have mine, so I'm just going to flatten it with my hand. If you had that roller, it won't crumble quite as much as it's about to. It's just because I haven't rolled it myself.
Got you.
I've got it on the highest setting, which is number 1, which is the thickest setting.
Yeah.
And I'm literally just going to put it through, and you can see that just by taking that bit of time, it didn't crumble.
No, not half
just pushing it together.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nowhere near. You can tell because it's all sort of crumbled here. But that's how, when you do this as well, you'll see
kind of
how
splits,
it kind of
doesn't
splits.
it? Mine did that.
When you can do that without that, then that's when it's a good
Got you.
condition.
Oh,
So
that's interesting. Oh, you're answering loads of questions that I was going to ask
good.
Debbie. Thanks for that.
double check with Debbie. Always double check with Debbie. So I'm just doing it a couple of times through, still on the thickest.
And as you're folding, are you folding in the same direction each time? Because that was another thing that I ended up working out.
I don't think it makes any difference. I just fold it and then I put it in on the folded.
Because mine
edge.
did when I was blending the colours.
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing the blending.
That's where that was the bit that I thought I had to fold it in the same direction each time.
That one you fold in. We'll get to
we'll
that
get there.
Yeah, so you just keep doing
I'm asking
this.
questions before we get there. Apologies.
And so obviously you can see even just by doing that how much better it is, and that's just on the same thickness. And then what you can do is just take it down another level and then put it through again, and just keep doing that a couple of times, and you'll see how much it's not splitting now. It's a lot softer. So that's all you do. And then if you want it thicker again, you can just go back to get your right thickness. So I'm just going to pop that there. So as we were saying about like the Skinner blend, aren't you? Where you get this kind of effect.
Yeah.
This is one that I did earlier whilst you were on here. That's only happened because I got distracted and leant against pink, and then pink got into it. But for this kind of design, it doesn't matter. When you do the Skinner blend, sometimes you do need it to be perfect, and then you can roll it up into a tube, and there's lots you can do with it. With this, again, this is me, so I quite like the organic sort of patterned look, so it doesn't bother me too much. I want it to be quite obvious. I don't want it to be really subtle. Okay, but to do that,
before you do that, we do have a deal on the roller today. So I'll just quickly let people, I may as well give everybody, while you're working with the machine, I may as well give you the chance to actually own it. And I'll quickly do that now because this is quite a mega deal. It's a bit of a whopper. You're going to get the mat. Now, in some ways this is a heat mat, but in exactly the same way, this is a great mat to have as almost a non-stick mat, isn't it?
It's a non-stick mat, so it's perfect.
Brilliant. It's brilliant. For enamel, I work with mine for enamel. Have you heard this? I know about polymer now, because I do. And now, and I'm going, and I work mine with enamel.
Are you safe with enamel?
No, probably not. But enamel for the heat surface, but actually also great for non-stick for your polymer. So you're getting the full, and for silver clay, of course, that would be good. Anybody who's doing the resin, anything that's a little bit different, you've got there the heat mat, and it is the full mat. It's a full one. Okay, there. Pancakes. Good for your pancakes, apparently.
Okay.
Drop scones. 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 Then on top of that, you're going to get the extruder. Now, we do have an extruder DVD that was recently launched, which I know a lot of people have raved about. And I think we've actually only explored perhaps a quarter of the potential with the extruder with our first DVD. So, yeah, I've got something a little bit cool with this little machine here. Got the chance to create the likes of spaghettis and different patterns and prints with elongated design. So you've got a cool little machine here. It's called the extruder, for those of you who've not seen it before. For those of you who have, you know that this is a wonder, and if you haven't got it yet, now's the time to do so. We're going to give you the clay roller machine, which you've seen in action with Laura. We're going to give you the DVD, which is the basics, the introduction to your polymer clay. Sculpey clay, polymer clay, same thing. It's exactly the same principles. And so this is your basics, your essentials. You're getting started. The likes of making different patterned canes, creating, finishing jewellery. You do get a project on there as well, so you get resulting jewellery. You've got to get your little roller as well, which you were talking about, which is a bit of a bonus. All of this comes as one pack. Now, we'll highlight the fact that we have sold this amazing clay rolling machine for £14.95. Right, we know that because actually, I think it's never changed in price from what I can remember since I've sold it for the past 3 years. But if you do your research and you go and see the price of pasta making machines or clay rollers in your hobby shops and things, I can assure you I have never found anywhere that can match our pricing for this type of machine, and certainly not for this type of quality of machine. And from my experiences, you can spend a good 5 or 6 times the price of £14.95 with one that just has a name just across the banding there.
Yeah.
And it's a very well-known make, and literally all it is as they put their name, the brand that I'm talking about here, put their brand name just here. Right? That's all they've done. And it's pretty much essentially the same machine, but all they've done is put their name across there. And you could spend easily £60 to £70 on that said machine. Crazy. Who's got that kind of money just to pay for something that's been engraved?
I know.
Yeah, not me. Your clay roller, your DVD, which we know is £4.95. You've got your mini roller and your extruder, plus the mat as well, all for one price tag. It's your Designer Inspiration Showcase, Polymer Clay Essentials, everything you could possibly need to get started. I quote, and yours for the taking.
Wow.
Should be £38.75. Makes sense?
Yeah.
£14.95, £9.95, £4.95. Makes sense. But it's not the price you're paying today. The clay machine alone is £14.95. You've got your DVD, well, we know that's £4.95. What price can we do for this fantastic essential clay? £38.75. I have no idea how low we're about to go.
Wow. And like I said, having now used this one and having had the one that I bought from the shop, I can tell the difference. And I'm not just saying that. People know me. Everything goes wrong, clearly, around me. And you would know. I've already spilled.
Tried and tested.
And so far, touch wood.
Yeah.
This handle hasn't fallen out. You'll know because you'll keep hearing it clutter on the floor, and it's actually, since I've been using it, hasn't fallen out once. And normally my other one was constantly falling out. And you get a little bracket with this one.
Yeah, so it attaches.
Yeah,
I find that brilliant,
yeah.
Especially when the kids were working with it.
Yeah, because it keeps it secure.
That's it, because I just locked it into the table,
Yeah.
and the kids were like, obviously the kids are a little bit more boisterous and robust with it. You know, they're much, you know, but actually it stood fast,
Yeah.
and it didn't do anything to the table. It was great.
No.
I was like, oh, that's fabulous. £24.95. It took me £24.75. If I just work that one out, and we say you've got that for £14.95, and then I'm sure the extruders.
Is it £8 or £9?
£9.95.
£9.95.
I think it's £9.95.
And this is about 12.
The heat mat's £9.95,
Yeah,
is
£9.95.
it? Right. So buy this and this, this and this.
Get that.
That's your price tag. Okay, that's your price tag. You're then going to get the extruder, the DVD, and your little extra roller for free. If that's how you need, I like to break things down like that. I like to make sense of my money.
Yeah.
I like to work out where my money's going. So I like to just do those silly little buy this and get this for free.
But it makes sense, doesn't it? And to be fair, it was seeing what Debbie did with the extruder when she did this pendant, like a few years ago, that made me, because I did polymer clay a long time ago, before I even had kids. That's how long ago it was.
Was there a time?
I can't remember it very well, hence why I needed inspiring. But she did this pendant, and I was like, right, I need to, I'm getting one of those.
Yeah.
And now I need to go and get some clay, and I need to do this, because that inspired me. So
yeah,
you know.
and that's the thing is that today you're going to be inspired. So let's give you the chance to be inspired now with Laura. So
Okay.
Laura, you're going to do some skin blending, are you?
Yeah, I'm not going to be perfect at this because, again, I've seen Debbie do it, and I know I'm not an expert at it, but I can get the general idea of it. So you basically need to have two rectangles of both colours, and then you want to just sort of cut at an angle, and not a perfect angle. You need it to be slightly off. Yeah. So you're going to do the same on this side, and then you want to sort of overlap them. So I've got them like that. I don't want them to be sitting like that. I want one to be very slightly sat on top of the other one.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that's when you can fold them. This is what you were saying about the folding.
Yes.
So make sure obviously that they are quite well joined, and fold them. And then I folded them. So you can see I've actually folded them in half.
Yeah.
So you've almost got one colour on each side.
Okay.
and then the folded half side down. Make sure it's on. I'm just doing this on setting number 1 because I want these pendants to be quite thick, but you can take them thinner. And just put it through. And this is where you were saying about the
which way to fold.
Yeah, I just fold it one way, put it through. Try and remember the way you folded it and fold it the opposite way.
So you do opposite?
Yeah, you go, so if I fold it, then I'm going to fold it this way again. It's probably going to go completely wrong. I bet I've done it wrong now. It's clearly going to go wrong for me. It's not working quite as well as it should have. I'm going to do it on this one. It always goes wrong when I've practiced it and did it fine. I'm doing it here.
That's fine, so it's working.
Yeah, I think it is starting to work.
Yeah, it's definitely starting to work.
I'm probably a bit impatient.
Keep going, we'll do the journey with you.
Do the journey with me. And again,
I see.
I apply this isn't the perfect way of doing skin, I'm not going to lie, this isn't the exact way of doing it. Debbie does this a lot better than me, but again, I don't want it to be as specific. I just want to get those colours together.
Yeah. We're with you. We're walking the walk with you. Oh, wow.
It's not quite as good as it should be, but you can get the idea.
Oh, I think it looks pretty.
Okay. But it's just to get an effect. It doesn't really matter too much. I just wanted to blend them together a little bit.
Oh, no, I think that's lovely.
So you just get like that shade of colour going through. I just want like a shade of colour going through, slight variance. So you can, if you want to, then take it down a little bit if you want it to be a bit finer. Oops, a bit squeaky there. Okay, and you can start, I quite like it when you start to get sort of patterns in it.
Yeah, that's lovely.
A little tip, if you are doing it, you're getting your fingerprints on it, get some cling film at the very end and just put that over it and then rub it gently. It takes away your finger marks. Okay. So, once you've done that, if you want to add a texture to it, so a couple of mine I've added textures, on a couple I've just left plain. I've got the textures, these are Natalia's.
Yeah, the texture
sheets, but there are loads. I know Debbie's got a range. We sell loads of different textures. I just wanted to make a little bit different. So you can just place it on, and if you've got the roller, can I borrow that roller, please?
Yes, of course.
Just gently.
The texture sheets are available. We're just going to bring those up for if you do want a texture sheet. So also, oh, that's a pretty one.
So it's pretty when you take it.
Oh, we can't see it though.
Oh, you can't really see it. I'll hold it up. So you can see.
Ah, that's lovely.
Quite nice. It's quite subtle, this one. It's just pretty, isn't it?
So this is called my favourite things texture stamp set.
Yeah, there's she's done a couple. It comes in packs of 2. I think this one comes with the script as well. Okay, so
that's gorgeous. I love that butterfly.
Yeah, it's just pretty. And then what I've done is
really
I've got
pretty.
3 different circle cutters. So that go down in sizes.
And that's part of our starter kit, isn't it? You get the circle, the round for the circle, the starter kit.
And you'll see, if you look at the pendants, you've got the larger one as the focal in the middle, the middle one either side, and then the smaller one again either side again. When you've done the pattern like this, what's nice is, you can actually choose what part you want to actually cut.
Okay.
Now before you cut this, what I've done is I've just got a plain purple, and I'm actually going to lay that on top. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want the thickness and a nice back.
Okay.
So I want that now, because on its own like that, it's quite thin, and I didn't want it to be that thin. So then I can just choose a pattern.
Now, the texture sheets are available, as you can see on the screen now, £14.95. You get the scroll and you get the butterfly texture sheet. So both of them for one price tag, not £14.95. How about today only? I can guarantee this price tag at just £11.95. So if you're going to go for it, you're going to get both sheets for £11.95. I can only honour that price tag till 5 o'clock this afternoon. 5 o'clock, and the price will go back up again. For £11.95, you've got my favourite things textured stamp set, and that includes the butterfly and the scroll.
And the scroll, yeah, I've got the scroll one there. Okay, so if I take that off now, so I've just literally, you can see how it's now become a nice thick, and you've got that nice colour going around. So if I just hold that for you to see, now I'll just show you the back. So the back's a nice smooth colour, and then when you do that, you've just got the slight, and the colour almost goes up as well.
Yep, dynamic.
And then when you turn it over, you've got that nice pendant there.
Yep.
So that's the first pendant, and obviously make sure you've got the back, so then I'm going to just do the 2 side ones, and again I could just choose on the pattern. And the other way you can do this, if you didn't want to put the pattern on there, or you forgot, decided to add it after, is actually just do cut it out first and then imprint the pattern on afterwards. So there are 2 ways of doing it.
Okay.
So just doing that, and you've got 2 nice little side pieces with little butterflies on, and then obviously make sure you've got the space at the back before you do the last sort of 2. Just put them on. And I can see there. And there we go. And there we have, you just lay them out there, and you've got your 5 little. And
of course you could use any of the cutters. You could, it doesn't have to just be the rounds, it could be any of the shapes.
Yeah, I mean, I chose the rounds because I wanted it to sit inside the wire frame, but you can do this with any cutters shapes. And just put that second layer underneath, and when you cut it, you can see it blends it all to one. And then obviously with the, you know, you get the sanding sheets, you just sort of, I just with my finger smooth it around as well, but once it's baked you can finish it off.
Got you.
Okay.
We are going to do the cutters later on as well, so for those of you who do want some cutters, we're not just going to do the rounds, but we will bring you a variety of cutters available for you later on, and hopefully we'll do some more polymer clay for you if you want different colour derivatives than the ones that we've already offered you in the bundle.
Okay, so as just to show, if you want how I did the middle one where I've got that kind of texture, and I've got it deliberately sort of 2 layered. Yeah, so I've actually done that deliberately because I quite like the effect. What happened was, it was a bit of a happy accident, which I'm obviously quite good at those. Using one of the other texture sheets, which is in the other set.
It's the, is it the print? That's the print one,
isn't it? It's the print one,
yeah. Like the leopard print.
And so basically what I tried to do was just put it both through together through the roller, which it does do.
Does it?
But it kind of stuck a little bit to it, which made it quite, sort of made it really fine. So I'll just, I won't show it, I will.
I won't show it,
I will. I'm going to just show it. It'll go wrong, always does, but that's fine. It's fine. We'll go through, see. It will go through, don't worry. So when you take it off, like that, you get that really...
Oh, it looks like, that's cool.
So as it goes through, but it's really textured, really textures that little bit of clay.
Looks like it does have that definite almost leatherette finish as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it just changes it completely.
That's wicked.
So
what do you do with that?
And then I literally just pretty much do the same. So I've got some thicker bits here, so what I'll do is, if I was going to do a section, what I'll do is layer it, and then I deliberately sort of cut with it. So I placed it so it didn't actually, I don't know where it's not quite so pink. So I did it like that to sort of give it that look.
But then the 2 will stick together, will they?
Yeah.
Oh, just like that, straight away.
So just like that, and then they'll just be fine.
You can see that. I don't know whether we can profile that, Ben, can we? Can we go at that? Look at that.
Just by doing that, it sort of seals them together. So that's just how I created that sort of textured look. I quite liked how it had that really texture to it. Okay, and then obviously finally with the chain, just literally push the chain into it. But you do need to use a seal. Most of it does stay on, but you do need to use the seal if you can.
The glaze.
The glaze, just to sort of seal it in.
Oh yes, you have glazed, I can see.
So that's just how it just holds it in. The 2 on the end haven't had a glaze on it, and you can see they're fine. But it just for that extra security, if you can use a glaze, use a glaze.
Okay.
Okay. So now you've got your little sections. Okay. Just gonna move that to one side. So now I need to obviously get the wire through it. So for that, let me just grab my wire. I thought I was prepared, but I forgot the one key thing.
Wire.
Wire. And for this, I just cut lengths of wire, probably about 10 inches. Don't even really need that much, but it's just to allow for rep on either side of the frame.
And this is the 0.4?
This is the 0.4 I've used for this. So what I'm doing is I'm actually just going to thread this wire straight through, which is another reason you need it to be quite thick.
You need the polymer to be thick rather than the wire to be thick.
Yeah. So I'm just literally pushing that through. So what might happen is I'm just feeding that, I can see that that's going to start to actually come out the back. So I can just stop it quickly and you just go by feel. And I know that sounds mad, but you can. And even if it does come through there, we can just bring it back out, that'll disappear. And it will. Quite likes where it is there, doesn't it? It's not going to do it properly, but you can just you can refeed it and it will come through both sides. You have got to go gentle because this wire does kink a lot, because obviously it's only 0.4. There you go, see? You can take your time to get it in exactly the right place, but...
Oh, what, you just pull it through then?
Yep, just use your pliers. And just pull it through. Okay.
And you would bake the wire?
Bake it in there.
Right.
It's fine. Because you only bake it at quite a low
it's not
heat anyway. And again, that can all be sort of filed off afterwards. You can sort of tap it back in. You can take your time to make sure, but you can see there it's pretty much...
And once you've baked it, does it move on the wire, or is it baked solid onto the wire?
They do still move on the wire, really. I've got some that I baked earlier. So these are ones that I've just done. And they will move.
Oh yeah, they do move, don't they? Huh.
So basically you're going to do that with all of your sections, and then you can bake it. And if you've got one of these tiles, you can just keep it all on the tile, just pop it all into the oven, so you can get absolutely tons on here. Right. Because obviously I baked everything all in one go. I baked it for
Did you just get that tile from a DIY shop?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we do.
Right.
So that is all that you need to do for that part, really. And when you've got these leftover bits, what's quite nice is if you've done a couple of different sections, to just sort of mix them together, and then you'll get your two colours mixing, and you can get some nice patterns by doing that as well. If you put that back through, so make a couple of sets if you want to make a couple of different ones. You get like this sort of thing happening then, and you can sort of, if you cut like that, you just get...
It's a nice colour combination, isn't it? That's funky. If I had something like the gilding flakes or the glitter, how would I play with that over something like this?
You just literally, if you've got any paper, always whenever you're working with glitter, put paper underneath and then you can just pour it straight back in. But you just literally push it in and it will, and then you just bake it.
Oh, that looks pretty.
And it looks really pretty.
It's like frosting, doesn't it?
And that just literally gives it that shimmer.
I should have put those on me little stars and hearts that I did for my thing.
And I love this one because it seems to go with every colour. Because it just makes it
iridescent, doesn't it? Like
if you had that as a pendant, obviously not the whole piece, but you know, as a section, would look lovely. So yeah,
and then the gilding flakes, what do you do with those?
The gilding flakes, you just sort of... this is going to go pump, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know.
No, you can wear like that.
I saw Jenny the other day and she had 3 of these pots and she just got them all out. It was like I was thinking, oh, you're going to get trouble. Right, so you just get a couple out and you can just literally kind of push them in. And you can actually, I'll show that in a minute. I'll just pop a couple more in for you to sort of see it. Oops, not quite that many.
Lovely colours, that. It's like two
awesome
colours.
And they really sort of... Oh, well, that was going to happen, wasn't it? Told you it was one of those days today.
It's one of those days. One of those days. So, you've got the gilding flakes.
So there you go. So you've got that now. You could just take off any sort of sharp edge. That's done really messy, but it's just for you to see. You just literally push it in to the design and it will just...
And then would I, if I baked it like that?
Yeah, just bake it
and then I could glaze it afterwards.
Yeah,
so
bake
that
it and glaze it, but you can see it's become part of the clay now.
Yeah, just like, it almost just becomes embedded inside, doesn't it?
You're just tapping it into the actual clay and it just becomes part of it. Or you can, and a nice one is you can roll it up and then make a sort of little ball, like a bead, round bead out of it, and then you would still get...
I'd round that up?
Turn it into a
what,
just
like
roll it in your hands, yeah. And then you'll get the flecks of colour coming through.
Pip would like to know, Pip being my director, Pip would like to know, so if we did this, right?
Yeah.
And then rolled it, right, in the machine.
Yeah.
Then,
what happens?
Do
you want to know what happens if you roll it?
Yeah, he wanted to know what happens.
Ah, you don't want to know, it's horrible.
Does it go in? Oh, it's pretty. You're
pretty.
taking the mic. Oh, Pip, that's a nice idea.
And that's also got glitter on it as well, because I've got glitter in my hand, so that's actually a really nice effect now.
Isn't it? Oh, that's almost like orbital, you know, a little bit out of this world. It's got a lovely,
nice
that's
metallic
gorgeous
kind of effect, isn't it? I'm just going to try and discreetly
yeah, let you get on with
lose
that.
my mess.
Let me do you a deal. Let's do a combination. This is Spanish inspired. Ooh, are we now? Spanish inspired. Not sure why, but we will. We're going to do all of this in one. Oh, you're going to get lots and lots and lots of opportunity here, because in this combination, lovely autumn shades, you're going to get your black and white, which are of course essentials. You're going to get your gold, and you're also going to get your Spanish olive. Ah, that's where the Spanish comes in from, your Spanish olive green. That's where that comes from. Then you're also going to get the matching flakes, which I think really we've seen the potential of those lovingly created. And adding in there as well.
Just gathering it all up off of here. And then I'll pop it through and see what happens.
Gorgeous. I love the shimmer that it creates. You're also going to get our little gleams. And in the gleams, that's adding, so once you've baked your clay, you can add these gleams on, which will add another layer of texture, another dynamic of tonal quality. And those are the golden colours that you can see there. So you do have your three of your different coloured tones of your gold. You're then going to also get your clay cutters. So all of these are coming together in one deal. So the cutters plus all of your blocks. And I've just noticed that the actual white that you're going to get is the granite white, so it has that lovely texturing to it. So it's not just your plain white, it is the granite white that you're going to get. Plus your flakes, plus your gleams, all together, a little bit of a special bundle this. I like this. Reminds me of still autumn shades of colour, but with a twist of springtime coming into the mix as well. All one deal, and the price you should be paying is £24.65. The price you should be paying for all of these. That's not going to be the price you're going to pay though, is it? That's not going to be your price tag. You've got all of your clays, plus your cutters and your gleams and your flakes for just £18.25. That's £18.25 for all of your variant different dynamics to making something really special. There's going to be that sheen, there's going to be that flourish. Oh, it does work, doesn't it?
There we go. See?
Oh, it does work, and that's with the gleam and with the glitter mixed together.
Not the green, that's with the flakes.
Flakes, pardon me, that's what I meant to say.
And then I just rolled it all up together, and I mean, look at that.
Oh, that does half work together.
So it's sometimes if you look at it and think...
Can I hold that? Is
yeah.
that right?
If you look at something and think, oh, I've made a mistake, I've messed this up completely. Now, even then, I've spilt glitter, that's fine. I just picked it all up with the actual clay and then just rolled it all in and just fed it through the roller.
Really does
that lovely little
create.
set there. So you
could imagine doing that with the black.
Yeah.
Could you imagine with the black, or you know, and really mixing up with the flakes?
Yeah, and you don't need to use a lot at all. That's literally a couple. It breaks up and gives that sort of splatter through. So
mermaid-like quality, though, isn't
yeah.
it? Beautiful. You've done a great job there. Thanks for showing us that actually, when things go wrong, don't worry about it.
This is me. Everything goes wrong. So. That I have to always have backups. So yeah.
Great deal there. £18.25 for your blocks, for your cutters. I think these cutters are great because you're getting all of the different shapes, from your hearts to your ovals, your marquees to your rectangles, your stars, your teardrops, all here, all together all the smaller ones, which of course give you detailed designs, and you get all of those, plus on top of that the gleams and the flakes, plus your blocks, for just £18.25. Congratulations if you got that. Great deal. Right then.
Okay, just finishing off now, which is really, this is the sort of fun part really. I mean, this is fun as well, but this is where you can sort of experiment. So what I'm doing with the 1.5 wire, so I want to cut quite a length off, probably about a ruler, maybe just slightly over. Maybe if I did this, probably about just over half of a metre.
Yeah.
So taking round those pliers, which I did have until I started putting polymer clay everywhere. Which I've lost, but that's fine. I'm just going to use the Bell Maker
Would you go and find them, please?
Yeah, if you don't. Oh, I bet they're down there.
There they are.
There they are. I'm trying to be too cleany. I'm just going to create a spiral. Now the 1.5 wire is harder, obviously, so it's not going to be as easy, and you do need nice strong pliers. Taking the pliers right at the end, just literally, I'm going to just turn it around and just work it into a shape. So just work that into a nice spiral. And I just want it to be quite an open spiral. Just pop my plier, just going to just gently form it round, okay? You can still, even with it being a strong wire like this, you can still manipulate it with your hands.
Right.
So then I actually use the ring mandrel for the next part. So I'm not going to go to any specific letter. I'm just going to go to sort of the size that I want.
Okay.
Obviously, you know the size of the sort of discs. So I don't want to sort of. I'm going to go use that as a gauge, and I'm just going to form the wire just to form that little sort of shape there, and then put the ring mandrel in again a bit further up, and just a bit at a larger size. Just again. It's just about forming that sort of shape.
A little crook.
Yeah. But what you can do is you can check.
Oh, I see.
Because these are going to sit inside. That one fits nice. So if I want that one, I can at this stage just gently make it a little bit larger. So you can see how they're sitting quite nicely now. You can't really see from that angle, but you know it's sitting quite nicely. So then.
If I did that, can I just get you to do that again so we can get it on camera 5, because we just couldn't get that up on camera 5.
That was my fault.
There we go. Thanks, bud. There we go. That's better because
like
we can see now. Yeah,
and then you can just sort of make sure, just by sort of twisting it around, that's going to sit nicely. Okay.
And would my wire, my bits would be on the I would have threaded the wire through.
Yeah, you would have baked all of this by now, so I would be using the hard pieces, because obviously I'm marking the clay as I go along. But it's so easy to sort of do that, and you've marked the clay, so you don't want to do that. You bake it first. I mean, you'll get to put. I tend to just go by eye anyway and get an idea, or you could use your cutters, actual cutter shapes as well, if you wanted to get a nice. You know that's going to be the right
that's a good
size
idea,
because you're using the cutters.
Got you.
Okay. And again, just using the mandrel, I'm just going to create like a wave really. I'll go to the largest part for this. You can use your hands, or just use your fingers if you want, just to gently form that shape. And then obviously you want to kind of mirror it again on the other side. You can see as I'm doing it, I'm using this as a guide really. I'm still using my hand to sort of tweak it and get it to be the sort of shape I want it to be. And then right at the end, just a little. Okay. So then, that's just going to become the other spiral.
Yes.
So then, if I've got the ones that I've already baked, I've got a couple. You can see how many I made. They just kept going on. There's a couple with butterflies. I can place that just in there.
Yeah.
And then I've got just some plain purple ones. So I can make sure, and as you go, just use it as a guide. So I can start attaching these now. It doesn't matter that I can still tweak it.
Okay.
So I've got my wires either side. On one, I actually hammered and textured it. On the first one in the middle.
This one?
No,
this one here?
Yeah, that one. I've actually textured the wire, just to give it a sort of
yes, you can see
bit of texture. You don't have to do that. You can hammer it, you can do anything you want.
Yeah.
So pop in your, you would have glazed it and finished it, so it's absolutely ready to go. I'm literally just going to wrap 1, 2, 3. Make sure it's nice and secure. And bring that wire to the back, across the back to the other side. But before you do that, wrap this side. So 1, 2, 3. Now both those wires are going to go over the back, and that's supporting the back then.
Yes.
And then just wrap a couple of times. 1, 2, and cut on the front.
Yes.
So you have no sharp edges on the back.
On the back, so it doesn't catch the skin.
Yeah, so just gently snip it.
Hammer and buck, for those of you who would like to add texture to your 1.5 mil gauge wire, you want to add that strength as well. It is available there at the bottom of the screen, code LJGC86. It's the chasing hammer and steel buck for just £8.95, so you're getting both for £8.95. Really good deal.
That is a really good deal. Okay, and you know, just use your pliers to just gently make sure that those are sitting all nice and neat, and you can just sort of squidge it together a little bit, and that's just one. And that's when you can start making sure your wire's going nicely around the stone. So just sort of making sure it sits in it properly. And then you'll add a side one, and you do exactly the same. And then, so I'll just do this one quickly. So just make sure you've got enough length on the wire to go across the back twice. It just gives it a bit of support to stop it sort of
Stop
turning.
it moving.
Of course, you
Although
could
in some
do
ways
it.
you could actually do it so that it was like a coin, coin flip. I can't remember what they're called, but there is a certain type of.
You could have two looks, couldn't you? You could have one colour on one side and one on the back, and then just flip them around.
Nice.
So
especially if you were going on holiday and you wanted two looks for the price of one.
Well, that's what when you're going on holiday, you need to pack smart, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then just back across the back. I won't finish that off, but I'll just show you. And then you can still manipulate that wire to sort of hug it around. So now I've made sure that fits it nicely, and then I would add the littler one, and then you would just keep adding them all exactly that same way. And then when you just need to finish off with another spiral. So because I've got a little bit too much wire, I'm just going to exactly the same, spiral it just like that, and then you would have that frame just like that. And then you can add whatever you want. So you can add chain. On one I use multiple layers of chain. On the other one I've just added wire, used it to make an actual torque.
That's a really clever idea. You've literally just double looped that, haven't you?
Yeah, and then with the fine, again with the 0.4 wire at the end, catch it all and then twist it and make your own loop.
I'll show you that at the back.
Yeah. And I actually twisted the wire to make the wrap loop as well, because it being 0.4 wire, you want it to be extra strong. And just 0.4 has got that risk of snapping, but you're in effect doubling the strength.
Yeah, of course.
And you can do anything with these. You can make a little pair of earrings if you put a little spiral in it and pierce it, and then you can just add a couple of beads on there, or just have that hanging as a charm. So you can make wrap loops on the end, you know, but just make sure that they're thick enough. Whoops, that's all right, to actually be able to take the wire going through nicely and not coming through the back. And that's pretty much it, really. The pendant was just a variation of it.
You know the torque style necklace as well, just to highlight, you just one presumes that you've just done exactly the same, but you've just given it a bit more of a moulded finish.
So on the one that's just got the pendant, well, there's that one that's got just like almost a front and front clasp. You just literally cut a length of wire off. I tend to just measure, I think.
Against your own
you can get mandrels. I just do that, and you just simply do a little tiny loop facing in. So make sure you've got that natural curve of the wire. So and then I've just done a little loop curving in. Okay, and then I'm just going to literally bend it over to make that hook, and that's it. And then make sure your wire stays nice and curved. And just straightening it out with my fingers, and then repeat on the other side. So just again a little loop going inwards, and then pliers in at the widest part, just bend it straight round. And then on the one with the pendant I did exactly the same, but I made it longer, and then just just put them slightly on an angle so they can just lock. So you do exactly the same, but they just slot together like that just to give it that strength.
Funky idea.
That's all you do really, but you can really sort of play about with it.
Now, we've obviously seen you work with the glitter quite a bit, and it just so happened, and it's not on purpose at all, but we've just, well, bless him, Pip's literally just created this special offer in homage almost to the glitter design that you've just created.
Disaster.
Almost said that, nearly said that, but that would be unfair.
If it'd be true.
You've got here 6 pots of your glitter, but as you can see against the graphics, it doesn't say 6 pots of glitter. What it says is half price glitter. So if you want to add a little bit of glitz and glamour, you want to add a little bit of sparkle and festive gleam to your jewellery creations, you could do so today, but for half price. You're getting in total 6 pots. You buy 3 pots, you get another 3 pots for free. You've got all 6 pots for £8.85, and you've seen how easy it is to maximise, how easy it is to create that glitz and that glamour to your jewellery with the polymer. £8.85 is all you pay, 6 pots for that price tag. Fantastic price offer. See how the sparkle just gleams and really catches the light. It's a low stock offer, and of course you could join us on the phone lines, you could join us on the web. We don't mind how you do it, we just don't want you to miss out. And of course we are still guaranteeing a delivery for Christmas. If you join us and pay a further £2 on your standard postage and packing, just an extra £2, you can go for a premium parcel, and it therefore means we can guarantee Christmas delivery. So for that extra £2, of which we've definitely made you savings along the way of £2 at least today, you may as well just add to your order. To go for that premium parcel, and you'll get it before Christmas, and that's the kind of glitz you want for Christmas, isn't it? Don't go anywhere, more to come.
A big hello from everyone here in Jaipur. Namaste.
When you place your first order with us, you will receive a free booklet and DVD full of handy hints, tips and tutorials to help you get started with your new jewellery maker hobby.
Are you looking to create bespoke bridal jewellery? Then come and join guest designer Sheila on our bridal workshop. Sheila will guide you through how to design stunning accessories, including techniques using headbands, hair combs and tiaras. The full course includes a selection of hair combs and headbands, a selection of findings and wire, a generous scoop of mixed gemstones, use of all relevant tools, a buffet-style lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studios and a trip to our Gemstone museum. All of this for just $69.95. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 6444 655.
Join us on Jewellery Maker as we count down the days until Christmas. Stay tuned to see perfect Christmas gifts for all your friends and family at prices you won't believe. And what's more, anything you buy can be refunded or exchanged until the 31st of January. So for hassle-free shopping and great value, it has to be Jewellery Maker.
This year, Jewellery Maker will be live 9 AM to 1 PM on Christmas Day. Oh, come on, guys. You can't get out of working Christmas Day. Ed's excited. Oh, look at him. What a guy. No turkeys were harmed in the making of this video.
And welcome back. It's lovely to have your company here on your Designer Inspirations with myself and the lovely Laura, who again we do think that they're going to leave it another 6 months before we're allowed to work together again.
There'll be a big mark against no.
No, just no. Don't
Vicki,
put those
Laura,
together.
no.
To be honest, I'm getting a reputation of just not being able to work with anyone. I had the giggles with Mark. I know. I had to work with him again.
I honestly wouldn't have been able to have worked with you that day. I seriously would have just been crying as well.
That was the trade show day, wasn't it? I had such a laugh that day. Such a laugh. I was in a funny mood though.
You could see you had beans.
That's it. I think I'd had too much porridge. The oats had gone to my head. Well, I tell you what, I think that Pip, my producer, his oats have definitely gone to his head right now. Just use words and they just always are wrong.
Look at this, back with my world.
Oh, right. I'm not going to talk about Pip's oats again, right? I'm not going to put them out. I'm not going to say anything about Pip's. But all I'm saying, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Oh, man, that was funny. Pip's doing a brilliant deal. I can't even say, I don't even know where to go now, just to say, Pip is about to do you a very special deal. For those of you who are designers, who have just got started into jewellery making, or for those of you who have been involved in jewellery making for years and years, but you want to extend your creativity by using the right tools and getting the right finish via the right professional tools, then this is the deal for you. Not just one, but two. And as you can see, the graphics are being very literal today. The graphics are giving away my little bits of information that I like to have to myself. They are just, that's it. Buy one, get one half price. We're not even telling you what you're buying and getting one half price. Just the graphics say, buy one, get one half price. Yes, you are going to buy a large toolkit and get another large toolkit for free. So, are you going to buy for yourself and then give a gift for Christmas? If you buy on your premium postage and packing, you could still get these for Christmas. Or alternatively, perhaps you know you're going to have one for your Christmas gift and one for your treat for yourself. Whichever way you're going to play this, perhaps you're going to, maybe you've got friends who you just want to buy for a perfect Christmas gift to inspire them to get started or to advance their designing and jewellery making. Tools are essential to get the right finish to your jewellery making. Doesn't matter what you're making or what your level of jewellery making, using the right tools will make the biggest impact to your professional finish to your jewellery. And that's an absolute fact, isn't it, Laura? If you get the right tools for the job, you're always going to get a better job done.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're brilliant because they've got the flat nose pliers and the snipe pliers, or the chain nose pliers. And they're brilliant if you like to do chainmail because you've got both pliers there. So for that, and I don't know, they just feel really nice to use. They're just really comfortable.
They're kind of ergonomic, aren't they?
Yeah, they've got a real sort of comfortable, they're nice and comfortable in your hands. So, yeah.
Well designed, thought out, you know, worked alongside with professionals like we do, like Laura. Don't look at me like that. I believe you are a professional.
Oh, someone has to.
So, yeah, I believe in you. Yes. The thing is that when we've got the likes of Laura, she's an incredibly creative jewellery maker. As we have a vast supply of incredible designers, they give us the information on what ingredients are right for them, what are the correct tools to make a purchase in a larger toolkit, because this really is advancing your tooling supply with the likes of your chain nose pliers, including things like your more detailed reamer, etc. You're getting all of those as part of one kit, but you're going to get, of course, buy the kit and get the other kit for half price. So it's a big deal, a big opportunity. The price you should be paying is £31.90. That's the price you should be paying. But it's not the price you're paying today. The price you pay today, to the penny, buy one, get one half price, is £23.93. To the penny, we've gone to that half price deal. So you buy one, get one half price. It takes you to £23.93. In each one of the toolkits, round nose pliers, crimping pliers, flat nose pliers, chain nose pliers, wire cutters, tweezer with the shovel, bead reamer with also replacement and different heads. Plus you're getting your sliding gauge, your awl and your snippers, all for £23.93 times 2. So you're getting both of those. You might be somebody who travels, you might be somebody who has a, if you're lucky enough, you have a second home. Perhaps you've got somewhere where you like to, you know, perhaps you've got somewhere in your house where you design your jewellery and another place where you like to, you know, just, you know, fiddle and mess around with your jewellery. I know there's lots of people who create jewellery for the finishing touch, and then there's other times where you're just creating jewellery for your hobby. Maybe instead of having a separate one toolkit that has to travel around the house, you have 2 toolkits. Whichever way it's going to be, you can't have enough tools. That's for a fact once you've got started into jewellery making. And yours for the taking for £23.93. Or, as I say, for my sense, I'm thinking with the pricing that you've got here, each one of these is working out at such a small price tag. We're talking about 11, 12, just shy, just under £12 a piece. Just under £12 when you consider that, what kind of pricing you would normally pay for this number of tools. I can't believe that you could get this quality and this quantity and this, of course, presentation for £12. I don't think there's another place that can do that. Do your research and find out for yourself. If they do, then send it back. Your money goes back into your account with a no questions asked, no quibble money back guarantee. That money back guarantee is extended to the 31st of January. 31st of January, so plenty of time for you to make your decision, especially if you are going to get those for Christmas. We are guaranteeing Christmas delivery still for those of you who are prepared to pay just an extra £2 on your standard delivery, and £2 on a saving like this one, well, easily made a £2 saving and more. And so you definitely quids in if you go for your premium delivery, where we can guarantee that deal will be yours and guarantee delivery for Christmas. Have you got Christmas sorted, Laura? Oh, that was a definitive no, wasn't it? That was like a don't talk to me about it.
Not even close to being sorted. My poor husband, bless him, hi if you're home, he's been running around today trying to get a few little, you know, it's the only day before Christmas that we've got the chance. Just haven't got any time. I don't know where the time is. I don't know where the time goes. It's ridiculous. It's crazy how quickly. The thing is, as time flies when you're having fun, does it not? Time definitely does. Have we got an Eskimo? Is it cold in here, Ryan?
I just really like this coat. You
just like your coat, so therefore...
No, that's dedication.
We're starting a 10 under 10 hour right now, not even an hour, 20-minute spell where I have got to tell you I am going to plough through these offers. And of course we've made so many big savings already in today's show with Jenny and with myself that you've got plenty of chances to think, okay, that £10 I already have a tenner spare in my pocket because I could have paid that extra £10 on any of the bundles that we've already done. With that £10 saving, we are going to do something very, very special. 120 carats is where we begin our Rome under £10 dedicated pricing. And look at the colours there. Oh, whether you're going to put it against the whites and make it icicle blue, or whether you're going to put it against your more tropical tones and make it for your ocean shades. You've got it really rather bewilderingly beautiful. Your coated chalcedony faceted rounds, 9mm facets at that, 9mm rounds. Yours for the taking. Tropical could go really nicely with the colour of my top. Sorry, I've just caught my microphone, apologies, but can you see the orange against the blue there? See, colours, just anything like that just gives a little bit of something different, doesn't it? The blues just transform themselves when they're against different colours. And you've got the chance to get this blue. You could make a feature pair of earrings, match alongside a nice bracelet. Oh, you've definitely got enough to do that with this strand. And it's yours for the taking. One price tag, it's got to go under a tenner, so let's do it. Original price tag that it should be is $14.95, but we know that's not the price it's going to be. We know $14.95 is not your price tag. Your price today, $14. Wow. scraping it there. Shouldn't be under a tenner, but it's there. That's why you got to tune into these kind of events, because you know that there's certain strands that come your way previously and should be £14.95. We scrape it under a tenner for you, £9.95. But that's, again, that's a £5 saving. And of those £5, of course, don't forget, 2 of those pounds add your premium postage for today on your standard delivery, and you are definitely going to get your Christmas delivery. Oh, and you're definitely going to want to get these now. Oh, see, these are amazing. This is just the reality of this is Mother Nature. We are offering you Mother Nature's creation here. Your fossil jasper. Can't say that unless you've definitely got that fossil finish, and you've most certainly got that unique quality. Quite simply, like capturing an artifact of Mother Nature. Each one of these has got its own story to tell. Each one has got its own individuality of pattern. Oh, look at that one, that's amazing. And really rather funky, really rather exciting. Something totally unique to each one of these gemstones. And it's your piece of history that you're going to receive in this strand. It's, I believe, a brand new strand. I've certainly not seen it before. Yeah, I've not seen it before at all. 390 carats. 390 carats of your fossil jasper. It's your 20mm puffy coins. First time I've given you the chance to own this, potentially the last time as well, because we don't have a huge amount of stock. Yours for the taking. How low can we go? We know it's less than £10. We're there again on that price. We're squeezing these prices as low as we can. This piece should not, this should not be a £9.95 piece in a strand. I don't think that this price tag should be £9.95. Not to my instinct. Not when you've really got such high grade fossilized finish to gems like this one. £9.95. Congratulations, you got that one. Now then, apparently, we've got something else going on. Not just 10 under 10. Pip has now decided to not just do 10 under 10. He's doing 10 under 10 price avalanche. So, from this point onwards, I mean, yes, last week we did 10 items, but we did them from under £20 in a price avalanche. Now, we're not even doing 20, we're doing a price avalanche from £10. So from this point, as we continue in the next 10, 15 minutes, Ben says, 15 minutes, every single thing is going to be reduced in price. You're not going to pay the same price twice. So we've just done £9.95 for you. Let's find out what we could do on these exquisite heart-shaped limelon, as we say, limelon, obsidian, or you might say limelon. It's up to you. It's up to you. Whether you know, I was just adding a flair. Limelon might be like that. Lamella. I'm travelling the world. In the Bronx, it's lamella. That was just weird, wasn't it? That was just weird. If you want to join us, you've got your 12mm. It does have a smoky quartz finish. It does definitely have a smoky quartz texturing. For those of you who love your caramels and chocolates, then you've got that luxury finish. But this time, it's a little bit more of a mystical quality that Obsidian can offer us. You don't often see it like this, so when you do, especially in the heart shape, make the most of it. We're going through the top of the cleft all the way down through the heart, so you can really get some stylish jewellery thanks to the way that we've thought about the setting of the actual drill hole on these individual hearts. Yours for the taking for just £9.50. Well, we've promised you won't see the same price twice on this price avalanche, and we're at £9.50 for your strand. It's a 220 carat lamellan obsidian puffy hearts. Straight on we go to your Sodalite. Oh, I've not seen these. I've not seen these in this shape. So delightful in their colour complexities that you have here. You got there your porcelain-like blues and whites that mix together to add this, again, totally different type of finish to what we've seen, well, in the high street these days, which is mass-produced glass synthetic replicas. You don't see this type of individuality. Every single piece that you could get in your fashion shops is repeated and repeated and repeated. Mass-produced means therefore not unique, not individual. Your jewellery is going to be individual when you're working with ingredients like this. It'll add that individuality about it. This real nice porcelain-like finish. And yours for the taking is sodalite barrels. Again, I don't think I've seen these before. It is a brand new strand. I thought as much. A brand new strand we have for you of your sodalite, all for one price tag. Now, every time you see that price drop, you've got to remember that the price is dropping and it won't be seen again because we're doing our price avalanche. £7.95 sodalite. I feel a little bit cautious now of what's about to take place for the next 5 or 10 minutes because I'm thinking we're at £7.95 and we're not going to repeat the price tag. So what are we about to do? Okay. £7.95 is already paid for a brand new strand. Now then, oh, this would go nicely with your first deal of today. If you got your red agate in your double strand, actually it was a 4-strand bundle, but there was a double strand of your frosted finish, well, why not now add and get something different in terms of the texture, because these are not frosted, they've got that lustrous dynamic. And just look at the shape. How cool are these? Your hexagons of your faceted agate. And of course with hexagons it means that you can sit them inside each other, they can lock in and create a really nice almost honeycomb like finish to your jewellery. If you want to join us, 100 carats of your burnt orange agate would go lovely with the red agate from earlier on. If you want to add that richness, that warmth of colour tone, you've got the chance to do so. Really shiny as well, they've got a lovely lustre, and it's your taking, your opportunity. 100 carats of your burnt orange agate faceted hexagons for just flat price tag, £7 only. And you can see there a real interest of design just thanks to the shape of the gemstones. And I think that's the fun thing about this shape is that you know, they really are going to make your jewelry stand out. Something different's going to go on thanks to the beauty of the shape. Hexagons, exactly £7. Straight on to, I can't go lower than £7 on this next. Can I really pick up the rest of these and go lower than what I've just done? £7 is where we're at. I can't believe I can go lower than 7 on this strand. When you see the luxury, really? Oh my life. Yep, it's definitely happening. We've said it was going to happen and now it is. You've got your rose quartz diamonds. You've got a puffy finish, so you've got that rounded finish, which just adds that little luxury edge. I mean, you could even do something as simple as just a nice stylish ring, couldn't you, with this type of shape? How cute is that? It's another brand new strand, hasn't been seen before. So why we're about to drop as low as we are is beyond me. We've just been at 7. We've just done your £7. But what can we do next? 150 carats of your rose quartz in this one strand. One price tag only. £6.95 is all you pay. And when you consider so many different dynamic jewellery pieces, I mean, it might be a case of just seeing these as little simple drop earrings.
They're that perfect size that you could actually have sort of 3 or 4 of them hanging down to make a real nice sort of drop.
Like a cascade almost, couldn't you? And I think the shape is just so right on this type of gemstone.
It's a lovely colour, it's a lovely shade of pink, because sometimes if you get rose quartz, it's you can't always see that pinkness, can you?
It's quite milky.
Yeah.
That's the texture of it, it's the way that it forms, which is fine, you know, that's what you expect from rose quartz. You expect that haziness, but you still want that feminine shade, don't you? You still want that softness of colour tone.
Makes it recognisable as well. You look at that straight away. I mean, I looked at that straight away and I could say that's rose quartz because I could see the colour of it. Again, that's something that a lot of people recognise.
Yeah.
You know.
Amazing, that. £6.95. Straight on. We're at £6.95 and we've got to go lower. The question is, how low can we go? I have to say, I don't think you're going to expect the price we're about to do. Be quick, be really, really quick. 50 carats of your multicolour crackled quartz in your playing rounds. 4mm. I mean, these have got that fruitiness about them. They've got that fun quality of colouring. You've got your hot pinks, your lemons, you've got your greens and blues. You've got it all mixed together in a single strap. I tell you what, something is afoot here. How low can we go? So low that it's first come first serve for this deal. So much potential. Of course, these are the kind of size that have the universal qualities of being beady beads, so you can multi-bead them, so you can create bigger stones, and then on top of that you could keep them as nice spaces, add detail and decorative style to your jewellery thanks to this gorgeous strand. 4mm multicolored crackle quartz. How low can we go? £3.95. Oh my goodness. See that? Not going to hang around at £3.95, that's for sure. Go and see if you can find synthetics, replicas is what I was going to say. The pretendy stuff. Go and see if you can find it elsewhere. I don't think you'd find it elsewhere at £3.95 for this quantity. I don't believe you'd get the glass replica for this price point. Yours for the taking at £3.95. Extraordinary deal. If you would like to join us, 0800 644 655, you could join us at www.jewellerymaker.com. If you see it and you like it, you've got to be quick to make your confirmation today. There's not many chances where you're going to get a deal like this one with such quality and quantity of your beads for £3.95. Congratulations. Right then. There's no way we can go lower than £3.95. However, what we can do is continue in an under £10 showcase. Pip, you'll have to tell me which one, because I can't think that I can do any of these under 10. Okay, we're not in an avalanche, right? We're not in the avalanche, and you'll understand when I pick these up why we're not in the avalanche. But what we are going to do for you is guarantee these under £10. When you see them, you'll understand why that is a little bit risque. You're about to receive 40, that's 40, 40 of your gold-plated sterling silver balls. Now, these spacer beads are really decorative, but they're impact decorative. You know, because of the size of the actual bead themselves, you really are looking at the strength of style, the boldness of adding that detail. So you don't actually have to add a lot of this kind of size bead to get a big impact. Sterling silver as well, so we have to highlight that as another luxury edge to your jewellery making. And I think because you're getting 40 of this, I mean, really, in principle, you probably, even if you worked 4 into each design that you were making, that's still 10 pieces of jewellery to be influenced by the luxury of sterling silver. And I think sterling silver goes a long way for the kudos of your jewellery, for the desire and luxury of your jewellery. Now, we do have coming your way shortly some gold and some red wire. Now, I would suggest for those of you who want to go for that Christmas effect jewellery without having to break the bank, without having to go over the top, I think you've got the way to do it without adding gemstones, with just having your wire and your spacer beads. You don't need your gemstones. You've got what you need with this combination of the gold and the red wire, and then your little space beads. So I shouldn't call them little because they're certainly not. They're 5mm. They're some of the biggest. And the drill hole, so the center hole, is definitely large enough for it to go with threads and cords. No hesitation to say it's certainly versatile, incredibly versatile actually. Yours for the taking with just one price tag. You're getting 40 pieces of your sterling silver with the gold plated finish. £12.95. Now look, we're going to get into trouble for doing this price tag. We are definitely going to get into trouble for doing this price tag. Breaking the rules in time for Christmas. Breaking the rules big time in time for Christmas. If you want to join us, £9.25 is all you pay. If you see something that you like today, please let me reiterate, this is the time to buy. This is an opportunity where we can guarantee still Christmas delivery via our premium packaging, and that's only an extra £2 on top of your standard delivery. So £4.95 is your premium postage and packing. £2.95 is your standard delivery. So for that extra £2, of which you have already made, you've made your savings of £2 easily. If you've made even just one or two of our purchases today, we've made some big savings, haven't we? If you've made that £2 saving, then that £2 is going to go towards getting your premium postage and packing, and that still gives you the chance to get these home in time for Christmas. And that's adding detail, adding finery, adding luxury, and if you get your wire as well, it's a pretty exciting complement that you're going to achieve there. Now then, let me just move those to one side. And a final deal. Which deal shall I go for next? Can I do the cutters? Okay. Now then, for those of you who are involved in your jump rings, anybody who's got your gizmo and you twisted your gizmo up and you've got all of your wire and you want to create your own jump rings, this is the tool you need. You need your jump ring cutting pliers. This holds the twisted wire so then you can cut it into your own jump rings. If I turn it around, you can see the ingredients, you can see how to get on. These are your coil cutting pliers, and yours for the taking, one price tag only. What price is it going to be? You have got the chance to get your coil cutting pliers, a revolution to anybody who's involved in chainmail or wants professional finish to their own individual coloured jump rings. Of course, if you're getting coloured red wire to work with, why not create your own jump rings to match exactly to the design? If you would like to join us, do so. Straight after the break, I will be revealing the price tag on this essential tool to get a professional finish to your jump rings. You need this tool here, and it's going to be revealed straight up after the break. How low can we go?
Join us on Jewellery Maker as we count down the days until Christmas. Stay tuned to see perfect Christmas gifts for all your friends and family at prices you won't believe. And what's more, anything you buy can be refunded or exchanged until the 31st of January. So for hassle-free shopping and great value, it has to be Jewellery Maker.
You can now watch clips from Jewellery Maker on our YouTube channel. Get interactive with Jewellery Maker.
Jewellery Maker course gift vouchers are now available. You can choose from a bronze, silver or gold voucher. Each voucher is worth a different amount that entitles you to put towards a course of your choice. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. This year, Jewellery Maker will be live 9 AM to 1 PM on Christmas Day. Oh, come on, guys. You can't get out of working Christmas Day. Ed's excited. Oh, look at him. What a guy. No turkeys were harmed in the making of this video.
Guest designers Debbie Bulford and Rachel Norris to explore the endless possibilities of combining polymer clay and wirework. This DVD guides you through a variety of projects and will give you the inspiration you need to create your own designs. Advance your jewellery making and fuse your talents together with this amazing DVD. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
So what price do you reckon we could do? This is one of those tools that until you've got it, you don't know the benefits that you're going to reap from it. And I think for a lot of people, the jump ring coil cutting plier is something you go, oh, I don't need this. Do I need this? Well, I will just say, for the price you're about to get it for, yes, you do, because this price has never been seen before. The price you should be paying, and most definitely would be rewarded with getting a price tag like this from just buying from us. It's part of the Beadsmith make. Of course, we all know the Beadsmith's got a great reputation for their tools, and in particular professional, well-considered tools. You're paying £14.95. However, today is not a £14.95. It's certainly a price you're not going to expect. It's not a price we should be doing. It's a one-off opportunity at just £8.95. Now that is definitely an exclusive deal. That is most certainly a deal I can only honour till 5 o'clock. Please, please, please go do some research. Please just type in Beadsmith jump ring coil cutting pliers price and see the price that's going to come. I don't think there'll be anywhere that will do this kind of professional tool for £8.95, because the word is professional. The word is you've got to pay for the quality that you're getting, and therefore you should not be paying £8.95 for this deal. This is a most certain exclusive one-off chance to get your jump ring coil cutting pliers. An opportunity I can't guarantee. I'm sorry, I can't guarantee this price tag outside of this one opportunity. If you like it, 0800 644 655 is the number to dial, or you can join us at JewelleryMaker.com. It's a one-off deal that I can guarantee till 5 o'clock this afternoon. That's what, less than 2 hours away. Less than 2 hours for you to get this offer. It's a good one. It's a very, very good one. Busy, 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 busy on those phone lines. Congratulations to those of you who have joined us there. £8.95. £8.95. Right then. Shh. Laura, listen.
It's like, here, kitty, kitty.
Here, kitty, kitty. Well, you know.
And I actually stopped.
You did actually do that, though. So
I did stop.
I know you so well. This is your challenge.
Ooh.
It's a matrix box of cabochons.
Oh.
Ooh, indeed. Because we're going to do a very, very special price on this exclusive opportunity. Now, we have had to get special price authorization on the deal that we're about to do. It's that big. It's that much of an opportunity. Not just are you getting one lot of cabochons, but you're getting 4 variant gemstones within that cabochon range. So whether you're going to explore gem setting, whether you're going to nesting your gemstones, creating bangles and braid, any of those different types of design you can achieve with this combination of cabochons. Now, your combination includes your rose quartz, includes your rainbow moonstone and labradorite cabochons. Absolutely right. Gosh, look at the quality of that. Look at the quality of that labradorite. Absolutely magnificent. I bet our camera doesn't pick it up. Oh, hang on. I can't hold it very well. There you go. I mean, it is going to be a really, really exciting quality of gemstone that you're getting. I'm not holding it particularly well to be able to show you, so let's see if I can do it better this way. It's a big opportunity because when you start to explore how many gemstones you're actually getting in each pot, let me show you one pot. One pot. I'm going to keep on flicking, because I want to show you just one section. There were so many I can't even get them all. Right, that is all one pot. So that's all one pot of labradorite. Now that's easily going to create some serious feature jewellery, easily going to give you the chance. Plenty of labradorescent qualities that you can see here, and each one of them is unique. They're all cabochons, which means that you have your dome-like shape. So instead of getting the faceted detail, you actually have this dome-like design, flat table to the base, and then as you can see there, stunning, striking colour. You can really see that labradorescence coming into it. So look at that. Just look at just the tiniest of movement. You can see how the colour really reacts. Now that's just one section. Oh, hang on a minute. I've missed one. I've missed one. It's hiding in the back there. Okay. All of these are part of, let me hold it up again, are all part of one section of 8. One section of 8. So you've then got a section, so that's one section. Then you've got another section of your rainbow moonstone, of which there are masses. And again, look at the quality of it. It's not just that we're giving you the beauty of it, but it's the quality of the gemstone. Different sizes, different shapes, mainly pairs, but definitely all cabochons. Gosh, there's still loads to go. Look, there's loads. I've still got another 3 to get out. They've all moved across. Okay, so that is section number 2. Now let me just lift those up so you can see hopefully all of the rainbow sheen, because that is top grade rainbow schiller. Can you see it? That is really impressive. And our studio lighting, I have to say, is not doing this gemstone any justice, because to my eye, from this profile, it's one of the most exciting neon blues and purples that I've seen for a very long time from this gemstone. It really is quite an impressive. Now that's your rainbow moonstone. You've then got a further pot of your black onyx, and then you've got another pot of your rose quartz. Times all of those by 2, because you're actually getting 8 sections of gemstones in one deal. Now then, this is when the deal becomes very serious. 8 pots. Now we worked out the price you should be paying on this is not going to be the price that you're actually going to end up paying today. Now we're going to be a little bit naughty, we know that, but so be it. We're going to do you a deal. And we're going to do you one heck of a deal. That, all of those, is just one half of your matrix collection box. Of course, you will get the storage box as well, so you do get the chance to make sure, if you've perhaps once you've used up your gemstones, you could store your things like your crimp beads and your crimp bead covers. Those would be really handy storage boxes for you if you're traveling, etc. Just have your little findings stored in there. You've got a bit of a deal going your way right now, because we decided to do something that we shouldn't do. This piece and this box has previously sold a lot higher than the price you're about to pay. A lot higher. As a one-off deal for your matrix collection, we've decided each one of these sections is coming in at £2 only. Cabochon of labradorite, cabochon of rainbow moonstone, cabochon of your onyx, cabochon of your rose quartz. That's 8 sections, 8 of these in total, for just £16. That's £2 a section of gemstones, plus you get the box for free. all yours for the taking. It's the Matrix collection here on Jewellery Maker, and we're offering you a tremendous opportunity. I mean, the fact is that cabochons are really exciting to work with because they stretch your dynamics of jewellery making, nestling the gemstones, adding detail, gem setting. All of those things are different for those of you who have jewellery made before, but for those of you just getting started, what a beautiful way to collect your gemstones, to have that quality and that luxury of gem working on your side. £16 for the whole Matrix collection. We worked out that there was 8 sections, and therefore we just said, well, let's do £2 a section of the boxes for free. So that's the way we've done it, and it's a one-off deal. I can't honour this price tag anything other than here and now with this one deal. £16 now, £16, not £16 when we close at the show at 5 o'clock. Every chance you'll be paying a much higher price tag outside of this one-off deal. £16 is all you pay for your labradorite, your moonstone, your black onyx and your rose quartz. Congratulations, fabulous deal. Laura, when you start to look at this Matrix box, because this is going to be your challenge, what do you start to think?
I don't want to lose the detail of them, so I'm thinking how I'm going to be able to sort of capture them without covering them with too much wire. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to net them or something like that. But I'm thinking I probably won't have time to do what I would love to do, because obviously I'd love to do like a nice sort of statement, maybe almost like a little mini bib, and just have loads of them all sort of sewn in, you know. You could do something like that, but that would be very time consuming. But maybe do something like that on a smaller scale, just to show how it can be done.
And that's the interesting thing is that out of interest, and Pip's asking the question, Pip by producer, would you use these in polymer clay? Could you work with them alongside?
You could, yeah, you could. You'd probably have to glue them in, so use jewellery glue, but you could definitely sort of form a bezel around them or form a shape and then just bake it, and then I wouldn't bake the stone in the oven, although you do bake clay on a very low setting. I still are very dubious about gemstones, but you could easily pop it in after. Yeah,
it's probably best, especially some of these stones, because of their light reactive capabilities, especially the moonstone and the labradorite. Yeah, it's probably not to expose them too much to that kind of intensity of heat for that duration, even though it's just 15 or 20 minutes. It's probably it's one of those where you're probably right, you can set it, but you'd set them afterwards.
Yeah, I'd set it after a little bit of jewellery glue, and you could do that, or you could, if you wanted to wire it into polymer clay, as long as you made the base and then made the holes, you could then wire it in doing it that way. Easily.
£16, so that's working out at £2 for each pot. £2 for each pot. Congratulations if you got that one. And that is going to be your challenge is the word I'm looking for today. Okay. We'll put that there. And right, you're going to inspire us with a little bit of wire work now, aren't you? Yeah. Now we are sticking with the cabochon theme, but we're going for the larger cabochon this time round.
Yes.
What's your because you've worked quite a little, well, actually probably the last 3 or 4 times I've watched you, I've seen you working with a variety of different cabochons and different types of almost what would be my way to describe it? Almost wire sculpting designs. Yeah. You've really gone for, because when I first started working with you, did a lot of your wire weaving, and you did a lot of that. I feel like you've started to sculpt wire as much as you have, you've become much more structured. Where's that come from?
I think it's because it's I've been here probably about 2.5 years now, and it's allowed me to sort of explore the different techniques, and then you can start to, if you discover something you like, you can then explore it more and go down that road a little bit more. And I think it is just literally playing about with designs, and a lot of the times going with your instinct as well. With me, if I'm looking at it and thinking, what can I do, I actually just look at it, play about and see what happens, and I think, oh, that's going to be good, and then let it form itself. And I think that's how I've sort of become a lot more structured, but still having that organicness within it.
Yeah, it's funny because obviously I've worked alongside you for that period of time. Sorry about that. But we have worked together for a long time, and it's very interesting that I've worked alongside the likes of Debbie, I've worked alongside Mark and lots, Linda and Sheila. I find it fascinating that as we've moved through the years, actually your techniques and actually the way that you're crafting is evolved.
Yeah.
And you keep on picking up on, you know, perhaps the pieces that you used to make, but in a very different way to the way you make them now. But that's exciting about jewellery making, isn't it?
And the thing is also, sometimes, like when we do a show and we do our kits, on a day show you have the kits. So you have these lovely kits, but you do have the restriction of the kits, and you do have to sort of go within those guidelines. And sometimes you can make amazing pieces from that, and you're like, you surprise yourself. But when you could do something like this, you can choose, and you can take that time to think and really go to town on a design and really explore what you can actually create.
And that's what we're about to do with this next section. Laura's most certainly going to inspire us in perhaps the medium that we see her in on a regular basis. And that's what we're going to capture in this combination of a deal. Because you're going to get your 1.25mm gauge wire working with your 0.4mm gauge in your antique bronze. Now, it's the vintage flair that we all know Laura is amazingly capable of creating. But in particular, probably the first person to really show the real potential of the cabochon was Laura in her nesting and her caging of the gemstone. And you can see the potential instantly on a piece like this, where Mother Nature's given this pattern and this print and this formation, and we're going to be able to then see how we can best optimize on that design, not just in a standard piece of jewelry, but actually for a feature piece of jewelry. And it's going to be, I know you're going to like this one. I know you're really going to like this one, so be prepared. There's going to be a lot of Wall of Fame action doing this inspired design via Laura. If you want to join us, you're getting your 1.25 and your 4.4mm. These are essential wires. These are the must-haves. Plus you're also going to get the cabochon, all for one price tag. And that price tag, the price it should be is £25.85. That's your price you should be paying on this deal, because the wires are pretty incredible, really, the quality and the pricing that we could do. Wow. I thought that wire was something like £12 or £13. I thought that I thought the 100 metres of the 0.4mm was about £12 or £13. I might be just undervaluing that. Might be £14. I know that that's a bit more of a considered purchase than the price that we're letting it out to be here on our price tag. Yeah. Pip's just gone, oh, Vicky, I think I might have taken that too low. oh, I think I might have just stood. Oh my goodness me, £16.95. Pip is definitely, I can hear a lot of clicking as he's trying to work out what he should have done and the price that he actually has done. £16.95. 100 metres. 100 metres. I knew it. £14.95 for the 100 metres. Pip. 40, that's 4, right, okay. Do you want 10 metres of your 1.25mm gauge wire for £1? And do you want your cabochon for £1? Yeah, it's gone very quiet. Oh, dearie, 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 dearie. Oh my goodness me, that is definitely a deal that you're not going to expect. If you want to join us, you're going to have to be quick. You buy the antique bronze in the 0.4 in 100 metres, which will be an absolute, it'll be a feature to your jewellery making. This is a big wire to work with. It's an essential wire gauge to work with. So you need that kind of quantity. That's £14.95. Subsequently, £1 for your 10 metres of your super featured torque style wire, 1.25mm gauge, and another £1 for your cabochon. Unheard of pricing. Pip has just most certainly given himself a shock on that price tag. Pip has definitely gone. I can feel his anxiety. I feel like he said, Pip says it's quite a nice Christmas gift. He's having a bit of a moment with himself, I can guarantee you that. He's just having a little bit of a moment with himself, going, I can't. And I will say, if you are liking our wire deals today, we've got your red wire. Anybody who's wanting Christmas wire, what about working it with the antique bronze? If you liked something like of course, the Doris bird from Alison's wire word, but I mean, that would create that design, no problem at all. Those colours, good, gorgeous, just gorgeous. And then a yellow gold to match it as well. Plenty more wire work deals to be able to fit in with you. But the antique bronze, that's pretty exceptional, isn't it? Hey? That is pretty ridiculous.
That's an amazing price. I mean, for that amount of wire as well, 0.4 is a perfect combination.
Isn't it?
My favourite combination.
That is, it's pretty ridiculous. It is crazy that £1 for 10 metres of 1.25. Nearly half the stock's already allocated on that deal. A lot of people pouncing. And we have so many wire workers, we have so many amazing crafters who see the potential
and I
on
think
this.
Most of them, again, having that 100 metres of 0.4, for me, I go through so much 0.4 because of my woven pendants, because I do so much weaving, that I would just be getting loads.
Well, that's it. And I think, you know, when you see what we're about to show you here, let me just bring these a little bit closer for you guys. There you go. Sorry, I'll just do that so I can get them, so I can give them a little twist. This is really showing the kudos you can get from wire work and cabochon gemstones. Look at that.
I mean, I did only, you do only get the one cabochon, but obviously because I was doing different styles, I was given an extra one just to have a play about with. And in hindsight, the claw setting one I did last. If I'd have realised I was going to do that, because again I was just messing about, seeing what I was going to do, then I probably would have swapped the stones over, because that one being a more translucent one, probably I would have. So, but it's choosing a different setting for whatever stone you've got. If you've got a really beautiful decorative stone, you might not want to cover it with weave, so then there's an alternative option there, done exactly the same way.
Okay.
There's no difference in them. In the actual beginning part, it's just the finishing off that's created the two different looks.
Yeah, because you've done the same band.
Yeah.
So all you've done is just, you're just holding the gem in two different ways, aren't you?
That's why I wanted to do it, because they are done exactly the same way.
Oh, you're going to show me how to do this weavey thing again, aren't you?
Am I going to have to teach you how to do a weave? Do you want me to teach you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you not going to?
Well, depends how I feel. No,
go on, teach me, because this is something that I know you've done it before, but we haven't done a show like this for ages together.
No, we haven't.
So come on then, remind me.
This is a different weave than the one that I taught you before, anyway. So
is it? Yeah, because we did that one, didn't we?
Yeah.
Whatever that is. Basket? Is this basket?
No, it's not basket. I
did basket with you, didn't I?
You've done a couple of weaves for me, actually, I think, yeah. Right, depending on the type that you're going to go for, if you're going to go for one with just claw set, and you don't need extra long lengths of wire, because you're going to be cutting a lot of it off just to create the claws. But if you're going to do one where you're going to do the weaving, then you will need extra wire.
Okay, let me profile these so you know which ones you're talking about.
So, just because I'm just going to be demoing this, so I'm just going to literally cut off 3 lengths. Now, all you've got to think of, the amount of wire you need is basically what you're going to need for your ring actual size, and on this one we actually stay the same size. We don't adjust it because it's just forming it around, so we're not, normally if I do rings I say go up 2 sizes or you adjust accordingly, but because this is just formed straight away and it's very minimal wrapping around the shank, we don't adjust it. Okay, but if you want to get an idea, you can just use a piece and you can think, well, that's going to go around the size. You've still got all of this, which is more than enough. Probably don't even need that much because it's only going to be going up to do the claw setting.
Okay.
If you're going to do more, if you were going to do the weaving, then have a little bit more. Okay. So I'm just going to cut 3 lengths of wire off.
Same lengths? Same
lengths, yeah. And I mean, I've made a couple of these. This 1.25 is going to keep going as well because you're not actually using too much of it.
Because it's such a high gauge. Thanks. Because it's such a high gauge, you don't need to use as much, do you? Because it has that strength to it.
Are you trying to get all?
Yeah, look at me.
Look at you. Look at Vicky.
I'm just warming it up, just to straighten it out. I'm learning and everything.
Okay. So, with these ones, you do want them to be quite sort of straight. It doesn't matter if they just, as long as they sit nice and they're not all wavy, because sometimes they can twist a little bit. Now, normally, whenever I do anything like the weaving, I tend to work straight from the reel.
Okay.
And then that allows allows for less adds, if you know what I mean. So every time you cut or add wire, you've got to have a little end. So even though you can hide a lot of them, it makes it more continuous.
Yeah, I get you.
So because I'm going to show you this, I'm going to be kind and let you work from the reel.
Oh goodness, okay.
So
thanks.
Whenever I do a weave, I always put the weave wires down. These are what I'm going to call the base wires. The thicker wire is what I call the base wires.
Base wires.
The finer wire is what I call the weaving wire.
Yep.
So if I refer to the base wire, I'm referring to the thicker wire. So you're going to start off with one wire. And what we do is actually build them up. So however many wires you're going to end up with, or in this case we're going to have 3. I always, whatever weave I'm doing, start off this way. Start off with one wire, and then what you want to do is work towards the end. Are you right or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Okay. So you want to work towards the end. So you need a little end here.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is the weave is going to be pushed down towards the centre.
Okay.
And the reason being because we've got all this space, and if I was doing it here, it's going to get in the way.
Yep.
If you've got 3, it's going to get really confusing.
So I need that
so
freedom.
It makes it easier, yeah. So I'm going to literally just anchor this to this wire now. So taking the 0.4 wire, just leaving a tiny tail, I'm just holding out my thumb and my finger, so I'm holding that tail just here in my hand. You can't really see, but I've just got it there, so it secures it. I'm just going to wrap round about 3 times. Okay?
Yeah.
Just anchoring it. Now, if I move it away there, you can see the little tail is just sort of there. Okay? Now, when I start this weave, I still hold that tail because it still keeps it all nice and secure.
Okay.
Pick up your second wire, base wire, and place it on top of the first one. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do, the one that we've already anchored the wire onto, with my thumb, I'm just going to gently bend it out. That's it. Mm-hmm. Now move your wire down a little bit further down towards your thumb, your weaving wire, 0.4. That's it, so just scoot that down a bit. Be careful of sharp edges.
Thank you.
Make sure they're nice and close to each other.
Yeah.
And then what you'll find is your wire should be at the back.
Mm-hmm.
So just bring it back around the front and up over the 2 wires together, and do that 3 times.
Yeah.
And then your wire will be at the back again, so it's facing away from me.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to place my 3rd wire and put that on top of the 2 wires. Now what I'm going to do with that 3rd wire is I'm going to bend that up. You can see that. Okay, and the reason is, when we start doing this weave, you'll be able to go through the wires nice and easily. Okay, and hold it nice and tight. And if you look at how I'm holding this, I'm still holding that little tail, I probably don't need to now, it's still holding it. I'm not gripping it really tightly in my hand here. I'm just loosely holding it with my fingers there, but I'm actually putting the pressure on my thumb and my finger to keep these wires flat on top of each other.
Yeah.
And they lay nice and close to each other.
Yeah.
Okay, now that wire that's at the back,
yeah,
bring it over the top and the middle wire, and then what you can see is I'm going to just go straight through. You know, I did that little gap there.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring that weaving wire straight through.
Yeah.
And do that 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Now you can see why we kick the ends out, because it makes it easier for your wires to go through.
Yeah.
Okay. Your wires back at the back again.
Yeah.
Bring it down over and to the front towards you, and over the bottom 2 wires 3 times. So, and then use your fingers just to scrunch it all together, and I'll just show you. You can see what I've done there. You can just see it starting to build. That's the back you're looking at as well. Okay, it's like a little pyramid. Yeah, see? Brilliant. Now, the key to this one, and it's really important, when you're using it, that's another really good thing about this antique bronze wire, because it's coated, it moves really easily. If you're using silver plate or gold plate, because it hasn't got that sort of enamel coating, it will grip it a lot harder. So just be aware of that, because if you get your tension too tight and you're pulling too tight, you won't be able to move these base wires, and you have to be able to move these base wires to move your weave down. Okay. Okay, so really don't pull it really tight, because otherwise you will find that these wires will get stuck. I mean, there's been several times I've had to come in on a wire work class and a bit of tug of war, but to free the wires, because you do have to be careful. Now with your flat nose pliers, what you'll see, and I don't know if I can show you this, but the wires, the top and the bottom, will kind of bunch in towards each other just because of the way that you're doing it. You can see how they're bunching in a little bit?
Yeah.
So all you do is over that actual weave, just scrunch it, and then they will come back out. Okay, and you can go over the weave, and what you need to do is every couple of weaves, repeat that. Just make sure you can do a couple of these now, so I'll just do a couple more. So again, I'm just going to pick up that pattern, so I'm going to go back over the top 2, and then over the bottom 2. If you see I'm doing, I'm just literally pulling it gently with my hand, and that's all I'm doing. Just making sure it's nice and close. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you can see how easily I'm able to do that because we've done this little kick out here and here. So now, again, it's pulled in again, so I'm just going to put my pliers just over all of it, and you'll see it might actually sort of splay a little bit. Just scoot it up with your fingers and bunch it all back together, and it will start to form itself like that. This is why normally people come in my class when we're doing this, they can hear us all counting. 1, 2, 5, 6.
Look at that, man.
There you go, see? And you can see how easy and quickly it will pick up.
That's amazing. Now, for those of you who are watching, I've never done that before.
No.
Never done this before, I promise.
She never has.
No. Laura will convince. Absolutely. Hence the stabbing, exactly. But that just goes to show how simple. Now, if I just show you, right, there's Laura's finish, and you can instantly see how a professional finish can be created by just knowing just how to add detail.
Yeah, and it's actually, because it's quite a chunky ring, I felt it needed that chunky band, but also it's allowing me to have all these wires to use within the frame. So what as I was...
Sorry, just to say, for those of you who were just, obviously, we're using tools, the toolkit is available today on the buy one, get one half price offer. So the toolkit that we're offering you today is the professional toolkit. It's the larger of the tools. So you'll see Laura's already worked with the wire cutters, she's already worked with the flat nose pliers and the round nose pliers within this one technique. Those are all available in this toolkit. You buy this toolkit, you will get a subsequent toolkit for half price. So that is your opportunity to get that £23.93. That's the odd pricing because of the half price offer. £23.93. That's a lot of tools to work with, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's good. I mean, you constantly, I've got 2 or 3 tools when I'm coming up here, you know, because it's always handy. Yeah, I lose them, I put them down. My key thing is putting them down somewhere and not knowing where I've put them down.
Yes.
And if you really need to get on with something and you can't find where you've put your tools, I just have to walk away, use my spare set, and I know next day I'll walk along and I'll find them in a really stupid place, especially if you have children. Because they like to remove things.
No, do they? I didn't know that about my children. Just to highlight as well, we're on limited availability now on the wire work bundle. That includes, of course, that deal where you get the 0.4mm 100-metre reel of the antique bronze, £14.95 that is. For £1 you get 10 metres of your 1.25mm gauge antique bronze wire, and for another £1 you get the cabochon. So you really are looking at a quids-in offer. Quantity is very much of a come and grab it while we've got it on a case like this. Of course, your postage and packaging as well, we're still guaranteeing Christmas delivery. If you make your purchase via the premium delivery offer, that's only an extra £2 on top of your standard delivery. So really, you've made plenty of savings along today's offers. So out of that £2, just put that £2 into premium and you've got this delivered to you before Christmas. So go for it now, and especially on those toolkits, if you've got a Christmas gift to still to buy for, the larger toolkit, or a great gift for somebody. Really good idea.
Okay.
Right, sorry about that.
No, it's fine. So obviously, as I was saying about your tensions, what you ultimately, you would do that, just to say also, sometimes you could look at your weave. So I showed that one. No, that's the front of my weave. So if you look nice and close, what you'll see is that there's a couple that aren't quite straight. There's one right in the middle at the top that isn't quite straight.
Right.
So what I do is, and in my hand's right in the way, but I'm just putting my pliers and just squeezing them all together. And if you look at it now, it's nice and neat again.
And would you do that with all of them?
If you needed to, yeah, just gently. Just
would you use your chain nose pliers for those?
Yeah, your chain nose pliers, because they taper in.
And chain nose pliers are available in that larger toolkit, so just so you know, not available in the standard toolkit, which is your smaller toolkit, only available in
these are chain
nose.
They're flat, the ones that are in those are flat nose, but a lot of the time, because we tend to use this toolkit a lot, we tend to refer to these as flat nose, but these are actually chain nose.
The chain nose.
So you need the ones that are tapered,
okay.
Because then you can get in and you can just gently push those wires together and then bring them all together, and that gives you a nice neat finish. So as I was saying, so what you do is you need to be able to move the weave. Now you can move the weave, but what you can do normally is just pull the base wires through, and then you will be able to move that weave down.
Okay.
So I'm going to do a bit of a, here's what I did earlier. So I've got one section here that I've already done. And I've moved it down. I've got that. Did that hurt?
Yeah.
It does hurt, doesn't it?
Yeah, you have to just be careful though. It's just me not being careful.
Okay. God, the amount of times I've hurt myself.
No, I bet.
So, what I've done now is I've moved that to the middle, and this one's just going to be a claw setting one. So, with this one, I've moved it down. Now, with this, you just need to pretty much gauge. You don't need that much wire, so don't get too carried away with it, because you are only wrapping it around to be a ring shank, and it's very easy to get carried away and end up with this really long piece of weave. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to put this on an O, and I'm just literally forming the wires around. I'm just pulling them. And I've done it so that the sets of wire, the pairs of threes go on top of each other, and I don't want the weave to meet. I don't need it to meet, because I actually want that bit plain for the back of the cabochon. Because I could do it, but then it would go behind the stone, and I just want to keep that quite minimal.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be the exact same width of the stone. You don't have to leave that kind of gap, just a little bit of a gap, okay? So I'm happy with that, that's an okay sort of size. Just really make sure you've got it nice, and because obviously it will adjust, so there. Again, having that 1.25 wire, it's going to hold its shape really well. I mean, you could keep it quite simple, just do some spirals there and there, and you've got a really pretty little ring.
And you know, you're using obviously the metal mandrel, but we have also the multi-shape mandrel.
Yeah, you could use that.
Could you use that for the, obviously, because then you could add a different shape to the design as well, if you wanted to do, you know, there's quite a lot of contemporary designs where you've got the square, you know, like the square shank instead of going for the rounded. Would that work as well then? Yeah,
I would have thought so. I can't see why not. It is a thick wire. It's 3 gauges of thick wire, so you do have to you will have to be quite forceful
strong on it.
Do you want to try?
Yeah.
So that's just doing it on the round.
Oh yeah, that's easy.
Yeah. So you want to do it on a different shape. But normally with these orange mandrels, I find that the largest round shape is actually a pretty average ring size.
That's what I think. That's how they designed it actually.
Yeah.
Now then, this is your multi-wire mandrel, and as you can see here, did you say it's coming in a different colour?
Is it?
Ooh. I've only ever seen it as orange. Are you sure it's in gold?
In gold?
Apparently it's going to be in gold.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I can't guarantee that because that might be just a photograph, so who knows, but you might be getting a gold multi-shaped mandrel right there. You get your rounds, you get your ovals, you get your squares, and you also get your diamonds. So you can multi-mandrel in terms of shaping, and of course the nice thing is that with this type of formation, you can either go for a nice ring shank standard, or you can actually mix it up and really play with the shape. It does come apart like so, look like the Empire State Building, and it's yours for the taking for one price tag, and that price offer is just what? $2.95.
Yeah, that's it. I know, it's amazing, isn't it? And they're lightweight, so I always carry it around with me. And also, you know, that design that we did with the polymer clay,
yes,
you could use that to form the frame shape as well, because I just use the ring mandrel. It's just to get that sort of form shape, yeah.
Great, great price tag. There you go, £2.95, multi-shape design. So you could really play with that, and instead of going for the rounded classic, you could actually get some really nice edgy jewellery if you wanted to go for it, couldn't you? With the squares and the triangles, something a bit different. Cool.
Okay, so as you can see, so I formed the actual sort of ring shank now. So now I've got these 6 wires in effect to play about with. Now I've cut this wire because obviously I'm demoing this, but for this one I'm going to just quickly show how you do the claw setting. And then I'll show you, I've got another one where I'll show you how to do the sort of more elaborate setting. So I don't need these to be that long. I've got a little bit of wire here that I don't actually need to be too long. So what I'm going to do is I just need to sort of almost splay out these wires now. So with this one at the bottom, I'm just literally going to, using my pliers, bring that down. And what I'm doing is positioning these to go into position around the stone to set it. Okay, so I'm going to repeat the same on the other side. Just literally bend that out. And then I've got these wires here. Now what I'm going to do with this little bit of wire here, the little sort of weaving wire, is I'm actually just going to wrap and bind the 2 central ones together. So by that, these ones on the side here are going to be the ones that come slightly to the angle. And what I want to do is just, I've got the 2 left in the middle now that are crossing. So you can see. So you can see how if you spiraled that, it'd be quite an effective ring as well, wouldn't it? Yeah. And what I'm going to do is just literally wrap. It doesn't have to be too neat or pretty. It's going to just to hold it all together. And that's all I'm going to do. I just wrapped around them both together a couple of times individually. So I wrapped around this one, then I wrapped around this one, and then this one again, just a couple of times. And then I can just snip that. It finishes off the wire. It just keeps it all together a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to just pop on the sort of stone, which I've got a really pretty banded one in this one. Yeah, so it's just lovely. The variety is just gorgeous. So this is one that I wouldn't want to cover too much with the wrap. I would want to do this as a claw set. And so I'm just going to look at this. Now you can be really specific. You know, I know you're a specific person, so you're probably going to hate what I'm about to do because there's no specific.
You're just going to
randomly go for it. But you would be measured. If you do like to be specific, you can measure it, you know, you can make sure you get it all completely spot on, but I can pretty much look at it by eye.
Yeah, you're clever enough to do that.
I can just sort of see it, yeah.
So the only reason I would have to measure it is because I'm not clever enough to have the eye to be able to do that.
See, I'm not clever enough to do the measuring, so I have to have the eye.
No, that's not true. I know that's not true.
So what I'm going to do now is I've still got these 2 middle ones here. So I'm just literally just gently with my thumbs, I'm just forming it up into the position I want it to go into, and then I'm going to do the same on the other side. So you've got like a star shape in effect. So you can see that? Yeah. So when you place that on, you can see how they're all going to, just trying to show you this best I can without my hand being in the way. You can see that. So I've got them all in position now, okay? Yeah. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to just put that stone back in. You can take the time to really make sure you're happy with the position of the wires. And then before you do that, just pop it on the mandrel, make sure you are at the same sort of place with your size as well. Because there's not much you can do, but you can still gently pull it if you need to. So I'm just going to pop that on now. And now I'm just going to literally, with my hand, pull that wire up. Pull that wire up, pull that wire up. Okay. Rotate it round, repeat on the other side, and pull that one up and pull that one up.
And you're caging it, so you really want the stone to be as held as possible, don't you? You don't want that much movement, I presume.
No. And so I am doing it like that, and because it is quite a thick wire, it does go quite tight to it anyway. But as soon as we start trimming it round and then bringing it in, it just gives you that. It allows you to be able to get your pliers in as well, because it's a thick wire, so you know. So I'm just going to make sure I'm happy with, I can take this out now. And then you're going to love this, you're going to hate this.
Go on.
You just want to get a rough idea, pop it back in, and I'm thinking probably about a centimetre, maybe a centimetre and a half. Yeah. Cut. And then I'm just going to, now you can measure this again if you want to. I tend to just look at it. And all I'm doing is just holding the top bit with my finger so it doesn't spring everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see there, you've got your sort of basis of the claw, and now, again, you can trim these down a little bit if you've still a little bit too long. So just
it's just on the visual, you're just looking and going,
yeah.
Actually that's not.
Yeah, I can see it's a little bit too long. And you can see, because I don't want it to go right into the middle of it, although you could have it go right into it. You know, you could play about with this. You could do little spirals and have it held in with the spirals around the side. So, you know, it's quite a versatile design. Now, so I've got that, it's all fitting. My stone's nice and comfortable in there. Okay. And all I'm doing is just gently, with my fingers, pushing those wires round.
Yeah.
So just literally, just gently pushing them in. So if I did that, oh, that was like an egg moment then.
Yes, please work.
Please don't fall out. You know, that's held in just by that. So now, I'm just going to take my round, and again, I could trim these down a bit more if I wanted to, but I just want to just push it in. Just literally, I probably would trim them a bit more before I did this. I'm just popping my pliers in here and I'm just literally bending it. And it's just holding it. And it literally just goes like that. And then you have that effect, like that.
That's pretty cool, that mind, isn't it?
And it just holds it in, and because you can see the back, so I'll just show you the back there. You can see it's very minimal on the back, so it's going to be really comfortable to wear.
Yeah.
There's nothing sort of in the way. And if you've got some sharp edges, before you fold the wire over, maybe use the wire rounder that we've got, you know, the burr, the little...
Yes, the...
Pop that in the end just to sort of round off the edges.
Yeah, the finishing tool.
And then that would just round off the edges. But, you know, you can tweak that down, but that is basically how you would cage that stone. And that's, if you can feel that, you can see it's pretty secure.
That's amazing. Look at that.
All right. And then, I don't have another cap. Could I maybe grab the one from over there, the one that you were showing?
So you did two totally different designs there, didn't you?
Just because
really?
it went further into the middle. But I actually quite like how it's gone further into the middle.
Yeah, it's a bit funky, isn't it?
So, you know, you can play about, like I said, you could do a spiral with it and then almost have that around the edge so it would hug the edge in.
Yeah.
I haven't got any more cabs, so I don't know if I could possibly nab that one from over there.
I don't know where it's gone.
It's on top of your wire.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's
Thanks,
on top
Ryan.
of the wire. Sorry, thank you.
Lovely.
Thank you. So see, this one is a little bit, hasn't got quite a banding on it as that one did, but then this one would look really nice with the decorative going around it.
Detail, like this one here.
Yes. So I've done exactly the same. So I've got myself a ring shank already, okay, and all I'm doing is I've still got those wires there. Now I would have kept this on the reel to do this, and all I've got, if you can see, again, they kind of pair themselves out, so you can see how these wires are naturally forming their sort of shape there.
Yeah.
These ones are doing the same. So these are the ones that we weave and bring over the stone to hold it. The weave that we do is the basket weave. So I've got my wire here, so I'm just going to move these out of the way a little bit. Okay. So I literally, the basket weave, I've shown this before, but I will just show it quickly. So I'm going to go around one wire, back around it again and through the middle, over to the top wire, wrap around that one once, back around again in the middle and down to the other side. So you're literally going around once, back around and through to the middle, over to the other side. And every time, making sure that that wire sits nice and close to it, to the next one.
Yeah.
And you can do this really quick and it really will build up quite quickly. And if you look at my wires, they're actually in a V, they're sort of going out into a V, and I want that because it gives it that sort of graduating look.
Yeah.
And if I just do a bit of this a couple of times, and you just see there how that's built up.
So quick, isn't it?
And it builds up really quick. So with that one, you do that, and so imagine all of this is woven.
Yes.
I'm going to move this little bit for me, just for now. Okay. Now I haven't bound any wires together at this point. I would have woven those sections. what I like to do is I like to keep my wires before I cut them, because you never know what you might want to do with them. You know what I'm like. So again, exactly the same, placing that stone over. Now that would have all been woven.
Yep.
I'm placing it over the woven section, and I'm just literally wrapping. And I want to, it is a bit tricky, this one, but what you want to do is kind of hug the bottom of the stone, so it just about catches it. So if you can see that there. So that stone cannot slip.
Yeah.
See, it can move out, but it can't slip down.
Yeah.
Okay? You repeat with the top section, and you do exactly the same again. And this is when you'll lock the stone in. So, sorry.
It's just wire manipulation.
It is, yeah. And so you would literally just repeat this. So I've got my stone there. I would do the same, whoops. Same over there. And then it's finding a place to sort of hold those, to end those stones. So make sure it's doing a runner. So you can just make sure, and then this is where you can bring these wires and you can start to lock it. So you do have to just look for a place and think, right, I'm going to bring that round there now, and then trim it. And then what I would do is I'm going to keep the stone out just so you can see, but actually just fold that wire up under the actual ring shank, and then back down over the top. And that will just lock that wire in, and then you would just repeat with the other wire. And with that stone in, that will help keep it all in place.
Right. Okay,
and you would just kind of repeat that. And if you felt that you didn't need these ones, you can just cut them. If you look on the back of this one, I think I actually cut them and just formed a little loop. So you can see it's not as neat, it is neat, but there's that little loop there, see? So just do a little loop and just remove that wire out of the way. So with this one, it is literally these wires, if you can see there, I've woven it. It comes out, it's gone all across around there, and then I've just finished those wires off, and then I've repeated the exact same on that side, and it is just about sort of positioning it and playing about with it.
Piercing them in.
Yeah.
It's not a cage, this is a more casing, isn't it?
It's just sort of hugging it in effect, yeah, because it can't escape either way. And you don't have to do that weave, you could do any weaves just to hold those wires across. It's just to be a bit decorative and make it slightly different.
And in terms of the gauge that you've used here,
yeah,
you've used the 1.25 and the 0.4.
Yeah.
Could you use a smaller gauge to still get the same structure?
Yeah, you could probably use a 1 mil. It's I like to use 1 mil, possibly even a 0.8.
Right.
But I really wouldn't go any lower than those gauges. The thing with a 0.8, when you do a weave on a 0.8, is a very soft wire. So the weaving wires, whereas these are nice and firm. So when you were doing it, they stayed in place for you. If you had a 0.8, it would be doing this. And all of them would be doing this and this and this as you work.
But would it be easier to wear? Because I often find, because obviously I wear quite delicate jewellery, I'm not used to having something quite so solid.
Yeah.
Would the 0.8 be a little bit easier to wear?
Probably.
For me, for somebody like me who wears not, you know, I don't wear chunky monkey jewellery.
0.8, as long as you're used to the fact that the wire will probably bend whilst you're doing that initial weave. But that being said, once you've popped it on there and straightened it, then yeah, it would be fine.
The strength.
And the 1 mil wire as well. So the 0.8, I do use it. I use it when I want to manipulate it. So you'll probably find it better to cage this one in, because you'd be able to form it a lot easier. Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm going with what I was sort of given.
Yeah.
But they sort of, yeah. You could definitely do that.
If you would like to join us, we do have 2 deals, and in some ways it was a question that was a little bit loaded, because I do have 2.8 deals. I don't mind admitting that I did load that question because I have got a bit of a special offer on. When I say a bit, a big offer for the wire, okay? I am going to highlight the fact that this is, and I have to do this, this is an exclusive offer. You've probably got an hour tops to get this deal. Okay, outside of this next hour and 5 minutes, you probably won't get this deal. Right? There's probably no chance before, probably you're probably not going to get the chance. I was going to say it might be before Christmas. You won't get it before Christmas, and you won't get it before 2000. Actually, I think you probably just won't see this. It's a big offer, and it is going to be something that you need to maximise on right now. Your 0.8 is an extraordinary versatile wire. It can be a structural wire, it can be a manipulative wire, it has got that chance to be a binding wire if you want it to be. It's a very, very important wire to work with. 100 meters is what we're about to offer you, and it's one substantial offer at that. This is probably one of our most essential wires that we have in terms of color and in terms of gauge. So this is ticking all boxes, and the final box to tick is the price tag, and that's something that I will just highlight is not going to happen very often. The price you would and should and will pay within the hour, literally 1 hour and 4 minutes now. 1 hour and 4 minutes, you will be paying £24.95 on this 100 meters of your gold coloured copper wire in the 0.8mm gauge. But instead of paying £24.95, we are about to give you a feature discount of the day. How about this? Yours for the taking. We're taking 25% off the price tag, and your price tag today is just £18.71. That is a 25% discount, a full 25% off. That's the saving that you're making, that of course will make it a huge discount anyway, but use one of those £2 that you've got coming off that price tag. Use £2 to then pay for your premium postage and packing on top of your standard packaging, and you will still receive this wire for Christmas. It is a Christmas wire though, isn't it? I mean, the gold, actually that's a silly thing to say, because really gold is for every single.
Yeah, but you look at gold and red, and I mean, look, I like to say I did my little earrings, and I've had a little red star, and I put it on my gold earrings. But
they
isn't
are
that
Christmas.
Funny? Imagine that, a last minute, let's make some decorations for Nanny or something.
Lovely.
You could do something fun with that if you get it on time. But 0.8, as you know, is all of our favourite wires anyway, because it is so versatile. Well, I think
one of the things is that the versatility of the wire is what makes people make the purchase in the larger gauge quantity. You know, with the 0.4 being at 100 metres. 100 metres is a lot of wire, really. Yeah. But it's going to go a long way, and you're going to get a lot of work out of it. But a matching opportunity, I can say to you, 100 metres again of your red coloured copper wire 0.4. Oh, that does look nice.
So if you've got this kit and you get all of that 0.4 wire, you can put the 0.4 with the gold.
I like that.
Because
that's really vintage.
You can really mix it up, and it tones down the gold as well.
Can you see that gold with the copper, the antique copper wire?
So if you made that, if you made a ring like this, and then you had
oh, you could really add some detail.
Yeah, you would have flashes of the gold coming through.
Yes. Yes, I can see that happening. Oh, I can see that working.
Sorry, I just had to say what came into my mind.
I like it. And actually, the red goes well with the antique bronze as well. For the Allison's bird, you know, if you wanted to use the copper wire and then you work it with the red as well, you've got that chance to do so here. Again, we're repeating that offer, a quarter of the price gone. Yes, we have taken 25% off that price tag. Yours for the taking for just £18.71. 100 metres. The red's going to go a long, long way. Certainly great for those of you who are really looking forward to your Christmas festivities, still guaranteeing your Christmas delivery. So you've got the chance to get that wire that's just going to add that burst of colour, and especially against, you know, the antique bronze and the gold. If you want to just lift those colours into another dynamism, another dynamic altogether, you can achieve that like so. You can just see how the red just booms. It just lifts, doesn't it? Absolutely just lifts the colours. Now that is a big deal, because we have just taken pretty much, well, for those two wires you're paying half price really, aren't you? Absolutely extraordinary. 25% off there, 25% off there. Put it together, that's 50% off we've taken off those 2 wires. It's the chance to really make a difference to your wire work, and if you haven't got involved in wire work, maybe this is the time to do so on a deal like this, and not then have the worry of, I haven't got enough wire to make a mistake. If you've got 100 meters, you really have got, at least you've got the flexibility of making sure that if you do make the mistakes, then you've got plenty of wire to cushion that mistake and just keep on moving on and keep on going. Half the stock is allocated on this deal, half the stock allocated, and I will remind you, excuse me, the price that you're paying is only guaranteed for another hour. Excuse me, silly gulp in the wrong way. Yours. Do you do that sometimes? You gulp in the wrong way. £18 and 10. I gulp every time, you know, all day, every day. And then live on air, I gulp in the wrong way. £18 and 71 pence is all you pay for each one of our deals. That's a quarter of the price on the red and a quarter of the price gone on the gold. So you really are looking at an impeccable price, 25% off. It's a lot of money to take off what is essentially an essential to your wire work design. It's an essential ingredient, and you've got the chance to work with that. If you would like to join us, you've got a free phone number to dial, 0800 644 655, or you can join us at JewelleryMaker.com if you prefer. Whichever way you're going to do it, we are going to give you the chance to add to your order a single P&P for the whole day, from the first thing this morning with Jenny through to the very evening at 9 o'clock with Ed. So plenty of times for you to add to your order, get to your premium postage and packaging, and you can still get all of these ingredients for Christmas. Plenty more to come.
Join guest designer Louise Jacobson for our Wirework Rings DVD. This DVD contains a step-by-step guide on how to use a ring mandrel, create single and double stone rings, cluster rings and much more. Get the inspiration and help you need to create your very own handmade jewellery. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
Hi, I'm Ed of Jewellery Maker, and I'd just like to wish everybody at home a very Merry Christmas. Oh, and of course, a Happy New Year.
Today I've been on the Wirework for Beginners course, and it's been really helpful to me. I've bought wire and I've bought tools and not really had the confidence to use it because I'd feel like I was wasting it. So to come along and be shown exactly what to do and have one-to-one tuition has been brilliant for me, and it's really given me the confidence to go ahead with my jewellery making now.
Tune into Jewellery Maker every day at 5 p.m. for our Miss It, Miss Out show, where we'll have 4 hours of jam-packed deals, including clearance offers, end of line, last in stock and low, low prices. The Miss It, Miss Out show, only on Jewellery Maker.
I'm doing a little bit of playing in that break, and I have just got some fantastic treats still to fit in this last hour, including, and please forgive me, I have been really slack this afternoon because I haven't given you a really important heads up, and I feel really bad about it, so please accept my apologies. But this is sometimes it's nice just to have a surprise, isn't it? You know, the fact is that I like to give you a heads up. I like to prepare you for the big deals, but sometimes big deals, it's quite nice just to have a surprise and not know. Well, I tell you what, 1, 2, 3 lots of sterling silver findings coming your way. It's the real deal. It's the findings that everybody's talking about. From 2014, our findings packs are changing. I may as well give you, I've tried to be subtle about it, there's no point in being subtle. I may as well just tell you, our findings packs will be changing from 2014. So if you like what you've got here, you need to buy it now, because we're now into our last of stock on our sterling silver findings packs. These are last of stock. So with that in mind, if you want to get your sterling silver with the heart-shaped chain, you know, that chain that everybody keeps on just raving about, if you want to get the sterling silver findings with that heart-shaped chain, you're getting 3 packs for a very, very, very special price tag, and that's to look forward to in about 10-15 minutes time. Not long to wait. Be prepared for it though, because when it comes, heck, you will love it. Adding on top of that, we are also going to bring you, we've just done of course a great deal on the gold-plated chain earlier on today. How about also dropping in, yes, it's come from the management team upstairs, they've given us the chance. You got the gold chain, now we've got the chance to give you the silver chain. Now, am I right in thinking that didn't we do something a little bit naughty for the last of stock in our gold chain? I think we did something very naughty, Pip. Pip, my producer, is going, yes, we did. He doesn't know whether we can do the same again on this one. You know what I'm going to be saying? You know what I'm going to be saying? Don't even go there. You can't have in the same show a different colour derivative without trying to do something with the price that equals, if not betters. Now, if you're going to get the chain, which I'm sure you are, because Pip's going to work his magic on the price, no pressure. What about getting pendants? Now, these are going to rock your world. They're coming your way in around about, let's say 50 minutes time. Round about 50 minutes time, end of our Designer Inspiration show, we will be bringing you these individual brand new pendants, and just check them out. They are awesome. They're like little mini ties, aren't they? They're fabulously cut. So you've got these if I profile these, can you see there you've got this pyramid-like formation to the profile, but they just sit so well, elongated. Each one of these, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. All of these, one price tag, and I dare to tell you that price tag is less than a tenner. All of these for less than £10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 on my strand for less than £10. So that's why you've got to keep on watching. Oh, I've got some charms as well. Oh, we forgot about the charm. Oh, it's going to be full. Let's crack on. We are going straight into a deal. Now then, we're going to do a deal that we wanted to fit in the last hour, but we didn't get a chance. Now, in honour of Mrs. Binding, You give me that face for? I'm just giving you your Thursday name.
Oh,
Mrs. Binding.
Binding.
Yes, okay. It is Thursday today, isn't it? I suddenly said Thursday and I went, I might not be Thursday, Vicky. It could be any day, I have no idea where I am. It's nearly Christmas, that's all I know. We're about to do a wire work treat, and this is one heck of a treat because we're going to give you the gizmo. Now, those of you who know what this gizmo does, you will already absolutely delight in wanting to own one. It's a real treat and a half to add texture and design to your wire work. So this is your gizmo. Then you're going to get your Gizmo Wire Work Projects DVD. So you're going to get step-by-step instruction to create fantastic designs alongside this tool. And to top it off, we're also going to give you your wire work jig. Now the jig gives you the chance to get individual designs and shapes to your wire on a repeated basis. So effectively, as you can see here, you've got this lovely almost snake-like design. Now you can see there's a grid to one side that shows you how to wire wrap around the pegs on the jig itself. So you place your pegs in, you then wire wrap around those pegs to create the different shapes. And if you want to create a shape like a flower, you would multi-wrap your wire around the pegs like so. You then get exactly the same shape over and over and over again. So if you're somebody like myself, I don't naturally sit with free hand of anything because I'm probably not talented enough. I don't have that creativity. I like very structured and symmetrical designs. This works for me because it then gives the chance for the wire work that you're creating to have that matching effect, that symmetrical quality to it. And I know there's a lot of people who love this little jig. It does a lot of work for you. You've got a product here that I would suggest would stand on its own as an essential to getting into wire work in a big way. I've got another product here that is for many people a wire work essential, not just a nice thing to have, but an essential. Plus we're backing that up with the DVD, so you've got all of the technique to learn alongside and projects to create jewellery with. So all of this. Now, if I just highlight the fact that the DVD on its own is £4.95. The DVD on its own is £4.95. How about this? The price you should be paying on this combination, £15.85. £4.95 for your DVD. And then for another £1.50 you get this gizmo, and another £1.50 you get the... No, we could not do that. Literally, we could not do those as separate offers. I couldn't put to wear a gizmo, which is known by many wire workers as the essential tool to get detailed. I couldn't do that for £1.50. We'd be out of business. £1.50 is the price I've done though. Then on top of that, the jig, another essential detail to wire working, a £1.50 price tag again. That's the kind of deal that you've got. Buy the DVD, get your 2 individual products, those 2 amazing tools for just £1.50 each. That's the kind of price that will really make a difference to your wire working. And I turn to Laura and I go, Laura, I know a lot of people, we haven't seen a huge amount of people working with the gizmo recently. Well, certainly I haven't seen a lot of people working with the gizmo, but I think it's one of those that's always in the background. It's a reliable tool for wire working, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, everybody uses things differently. So a lot of time people think it's gizmo and make the gizmo jewellery, which, you know, Rachel did those DVDs and they're lovely DVDs, you know, with lots of techniques. I don't do that type of jewellery. So for me, I use the gizmo, but I use it for making my jump rings, or if I want a little coil to go on the end of my Viking knit. Yeah. The larger mandrel is perfect for that because it fits over the end of it perfectly as an end cap. I do use it as it's meant to be used. I do make coils from it, and I make coiled coils and then put a focal bead in the middle. So, you know, we do all use it, but in our own way.
You should do a little guest designer slot using the gizmo, but in your way.
Okay, I shall do that.
Will you?
Yeah.
Brill. Done.
Done. Sorted.
Done. Sorted. I know, but actually that's interesting because you're right. Lots of people use the gizmo in the standard way. You use the gizmo and show us how else to work with it.
Okay, yeah, because like I say, I mean, everybody's different types of jewellery appeal to different type of people. So they might think, well, that's lovely, but it's not something I would want to make or wear, you know, and everybody has that about different mediums.
That's it.
And so you might think, oh, I'm not going to use it for that very reason, but it has got a lot of other uses, so I will do that, yes.
Yeah! Now then, we have the gorgeous Laura Binding with us. What rhymes with binding? Finding! Yes, it's time for our finding deal of the day, and it doesn't get any more delicious than this. We're about to bring you not one, not two, but 3 lots of your sterling silver findings. Now then, if I said to anybody what is the most exciting aspect of our findings sterling silver pack, I know everybody, I figure, will tell me that it's this here, the heart-shaped chain. Now check out the graphics. It's a pretty obvious deal when you check out those graphics. Designer Inspiration show, what does it say? 3, 4, 2 on your findings collection. You are about to get 129 pieces of sterling silver on a 3 for 2 offer. That means you buy 2 of these packs and you are going to get a further sterling silver pack for free. Yes, I said the word sterling silver, for free. That's the kind of Christmas deal that I like to give you. Shall I say it one more time? You buy 2 of these sterling silver essentials. I mean, you've got the heart-shaped chain, you've got there your head pins, you've also got your toggle clasps, you've got shepherd hooks for your earrings, you've got spacers, I mean, you've got bead caps as well, and you're getting all of those, a feature of your findings, everything you want for sterling silver. That precious metal, an essential to add luxury and real finesse to your jewellery. You buy 2 of these packs and you will get a further pack for free. I feel like Santa Claus has come early with this deal. It is an absolute, I've already got loads of people saying yes to this, plenty of people working out the pricing and going, oh, I'll have a bit of that, thanks Vix. Of course, don't forget, guaranteed Christmas delivery still if you buy on your premium delivery, but that's only an extra £2 on top of the standard delivery that you pay of £2.95. So if you're gonna get for Christmas, get it now. Get your silver for Christmas for a rock bottom opportunity. It's the way we do it. It's the way we're rock and rolling on our sterling silver at the moment. But unfortunately, I can't honour this outside of this deal. I can't guarantee you'll get sterling silver like this. And I will just highlight the fact, from 2014, pricing and findings packs will be changing. So if you like what you've got here, I can't guarantee you're going to get this kind of finding pack from 2014. There may be changes ahead, but in a good way, because I will just highlight that our product team have been working their socks off to make sure our findings never get boring. And I tell you what, we are not going to get boring on our last to stock sterling silver. This could be one of the last chances you get to get your sterling silver multi findings pack. I've got loads of people who see the benefits of a deal like this. 129 pieces in total of sterling silver. That includes your head pins, your crimp beads, your sterling silver chain, your crimp bead covers, your toggle clasp, your shepherd hooks, your lobster claw clasp, and your split jump rings. All those are in just 1 pack. Times that by 3, but only pay for 2. Your chance, your opportunity. The price you should be paying is most certainly not the price that you are paying on this deal. The price you should be paying, and the computer's having a little bit moment with us because he knows, I'm saying he, literally, computer is saying no. Computer is saying no to this deal. You can see there the graphics have gone out. The computer is just saying absolutely no to this price. I don't know why, because we're manipulating this. Well, I tell you what, let's manipulate this one. We've got to make sure we do this deal. I've promised you a 3 for 2. I've said it now. You will get it. You will definitely 100% get this deal. If you want to join us, now is your time to do so. If you're on the phone line, stay there. I'm sorry about the little bit of a queue that you're going to hit, and I'm sorry that there's a little bit of a time that you have to spend because of our graphics not allowing us to do the price tag. But stay on those phone lines. We'll process your call as fast as we can. See that? It's a free phone number. You're just investing your time, not your money on those lines. It's definitely worth it. Right, are you ready? We're going to give you a 3 for 2 findings deal. The price you should be paying, the price that makes sense for you to pay, is £38.85, but it's not the price you're going to pay. Add to your order and of course maximise if you like your sterling silver and these packs, buy them now while we've got them available. How about this? £25, that it? £25.90 for 3 lots. That's 3 lots of chain. That's 3 lots of head pins, 3 lots of crimp beads, 3 lots of spacer. You've got so much here. 129 sterling silver. Now, when you start to think about what sterling silver means to you, what do you think it's going to add to your jewellery? The luxury, the finesse, that kudos of adding a precious metal. And if you want to put it in perspective, do you know that there's only 43 parts per billion of pure silver in the Earth's crust? 43 parts per billion in the Earth's crust in a pure form stone. Now this is 92.5% pure silver. 92.5% pure. So let's just get this into absolute reality. This is a very precious metal. This is a scarce commodity. So you're not just working with something special, you're working with something that's highly sought after, something that adds kudos, but also adds that special quality and finish to your jewellery. Do you want to know one other thing? One of the highest refractive metals in the world you're looking at here. One of the finest refractive metals. What happens is, of course, the high density lustres of the likes of gold and platinum are matched alongside the likes of silver. High shimmer, high sparkle. And if you like this combination of findings, if you like the toggle clasp with the lobster clasp, 2 lots of shepherd hooks, excuse me, your crimp beads, your crimp bead covers, of course, your hairpins and your chain. If you like this combination of your findings, this is the time to buy. As I say, from 2014 we will be changing. 2014 is only 2 weeks away, isn't it?
Don't say that.
Sorry. I am right in saying that, aren't I? I'm not scaremongering the whole like kind of it's nearly 2014 thing, am I? It's Christmas on Wednesday. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, it is right. It's just whoa.
So within the next 2 weeks, please do expect for our findings to start to change. And I know how big a change it is. Laura doesn't.
I don't. I'm going to go speak to Hannah later. Try and wheedle some information out of her.
She will not give the game away.
I'll get her some wine.
You'll give her some, yeah, that might work actually.
That might work.
That's fair to say. Just bait her like that.
I just get a glass of
that's right, I'm sure she'll react to that. At £25.90 is all you pay. You've got here 3 sets of findings for the price of 2, so £25.90 is all you're paying. Limited available opportunity now. If you want it, then of course this might be the last chance you see this kind of deal. I've got people double buying. I've got the likes of a buyer in Kent. I've also got a buyer in Cumbria who's double bought, and a buyer in Hertfordshire who's double bought. So just makes to say, you know, you see that this kind of value, you like what you've got, and of course the more chain you get, the more design you can optimize on. I mean, that is an easy bracelet to create. Add a couple of gemstones. Oh, add a couple of charms, of course. We've got some lovely Christmas charms. What about adding those charms like that? Oh, well, I didn't do that very well, no, did I? There you go. Christmas charms on your little... Oh, come on. My wrist's too flat. God, make it happen. Make it happen. Yeah. Okay, can I make one more fit? I feel like, oh, it's like the Krypton factor. I was rubbish at anything at the Krypton factor. There you go. Crystal maze though. I'm still on my hunt. Now we have had a little influx here at Jewellery Maker of new producers. You may have heard Pip's one of our new presenters, Liam's one of our new presenters, producers. Pardon, giving you a new job there, Pip. He's like that. And what? Don't make me a presenter. I have got to tell you, right, that I am looking for anybody who's interested in joining me in a team for the Crystal Maze. So, Crystal Maze.
Is it back on? Are you being serious?
No. I'm predicting that at some point in my life that the Crystal Maze will come back to television, and when it does, I want to have a team of highly skilled... Look, but you have to prove yourself. I set you challenges, and you have to prove yourself. I'm having no slackers on my team. I'm locking you in to the studio, and I set you a challenge. You reckon you're up for it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, see. But I am quite a stickler. I will just highlight the fact I'm not letting just anyone into my team. Right? If you're going to do it, you're doing it properly. Yeah? Have you got that? I've decided that it's definitely going to go. So the Crystal Maze has to come back. That's the first thing. The second thing is that we have to apply and actually be accepted. And then the third thing is that we actually have to win. Because I don't go to the Crystal Maze and then get into the, will you start the fans, please? Don't do any of that without us actually, you know, getting the ball.
You would be the stroppy one, wouldn't you? If you didn't win, you would be the one that in the screen going.
Get out! Lock her in. Just lock her in. Lock Nora in. Are you going to get her out?
Lock her out. Come on, girl. That's what's wrong with you. Yeah, you would.
I am the least competitive person you will ever met. I promise you. I have not
until
a competitive.
Until we go on Christmas.
No, I'm not a competitive body. Do you want to know why though? Because I've never been good enough to ever think that I've got a chance to win. So I've just never tried. I've never been competitive, ever. Apart from when I got told that I had to do cross-country for the county. Right? The only reason I got caught and I got decided for the cross-country was because nobody else wanted to do it, and I was the only muggins who would say, oh yes, I'll run all of those miles in the mud. Right? So I did it. Guess where I came? 56th.
Out of how many?
After 57. But one retired because they pulled a muscle. So granted, I came last. But my mum said it was the trying that was all about. It's just trying, Vicky. It's just trying.
Just trying.
I'm very trying.
It does it.
Can I do the charms? Let's do the charms. Right, because we've just done that silver offer, right? And these are your gorgeous Christmas charms and your funky, fun charms. Let me hold them like so. I've set them up in a really odd way and I don't know why. There you go. Sorry about my orange hand. I don't know what's going on with my body at the moment, but it keeps on making my hand orange. I haven't done...
Drink lots of orange carrots?
No, I don't know. Doctors don't know what's going on. I just keep on having an orange hand.
You're just
interesting.
Just being Vicky.
I'm just being me, just being odd. I just like to coordinate the skin tone with my tops. I'm like that, you know. Yeah, your Christmas charm decorations. Oh, I'm glad we can laugh about my illness. Thank you, you lot. Thank you can find amusement in me. Thank you. You have here your Christmas tree charm. You've got your bells, and you've also got your candy stick. You've got your sunshine. You've got your cowboy boot. It does make me laugh. Then you've also got your little buzzy bee. You've got your sunshine, and you've got your key. It's an interesting mix of charms.
Did you just say a bee?
It's got... like you just gotta look at those charms go.
He's just listening to you. We heard Christmas tree, bumblebee,
a sun, a boot. I mean, it's just got to be every charm. Apparently, this is every charm that we've got in the vaults all together. Really, we'd never guessed that, night, Pip. We'd never guessed you'd just taken them all and just dumped them all together. There's no theme at all. I mean, there's absolutely no theme in this. I mean, I could tell you a story to create a theme if you wanted to. Once upon a time... There's a little boy who found a key. That's as close as you get. That's the story. That's it. It's a rubbish story. Ah, my children are lucky to have me as a storyteller, aren't they? The imagination of a flea. We've got here a fantastic Lucky Charm combination. It's assorted styles and colours. Really? Brilliant. Say it as you see it. Say it as you see it. A combination of your trees and your bumblebees, your boots and your keys, all yours. Oh, that's really funny. Okay, the price you should be paying is £10.40. You should be paying £10.40. I know, but a charm bracelet's meant to tell a story about the person's life. I mean, I'm just intrigued by this person's life. I mean, they bought one boot, they got stung by a bee. What else is going to happen to them? You've got here £10.40. Yours for the taking. One price tag only, and it's not £10.40. How many are you getting? 3, 6, 7, 8. 8 charms for £6. Wow, you can tell your own story with these charms, can't you? There's something for everyone. Oh, we should have set a competition, right? We should have given you all of these charms, and the person who came up with the best story that brought all of the charms together then could have got this
charms.
We could have done that, but we're not going to because we haven't got time. E, I'm sorry, I'm snorting. E, I apologise. I'm so desperately not trying to snort now. It hurts. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, £6. Oh, okay, you've got that deal. 8 charms. You got your lucky charms for £8. For £6, so that's less than £1 a piece. Right, what, about 80 pence each, is it? Does that work out at 80 pence a charm? I tell you what, if you went to those charm shops in the high street, you know, those ones where it's to do with the box. Yeah. You know, and you go in and you don't know what you'd pay a lot more money than that, wouldn't you, for those charms? Amazing, really. And if you go to your high street jewellers, you have to pay a lot for those individual charms. Congratulations. Absolutely magnificent. Glorious look. A fabulous opportunity. Now, I just want to remind you, talking about fabulous looks, you've got here your pendants. Now, I've counted that there's 11 on this one. I might have done the wrong maths there, though. Let me just check. Oh, no, that's right. 11 of these individual designer pendants. And I'm going to do this individual strand, all of these individual pendants all together on one strand for less than £10. All of these for less than a tenner. The little ties, almost. I'll be interested to see how they describe the shape. Anyway, I'm just intrigued. They're like columns almost, aren't they? Kites. They're like kites, elongated kites that you've got there. And that's less than a tenner coming your way shortly. Also, in fact, instead of talking about this, can I just do it? I've picked up the golden rutile quartz. Right. For those of you who know, over the past couple of weeks, we've had our questions and nominations going out for our awards of 2013, and the results will be with you on New Year's Eve. So it's the 31st morning show, so from 9 until 1. It's probably going to be the biggest show of the year. It'll be the last one of the year, but it'll also be the biggest one of the show of the year, because we'll be celebrating all that has been marvellous about Jewellery Maker 2013 as voted on by you. Now then, we've got some big categories, things like favourite kit, best design of the year, and I have already got the trophy engraved. I know the results. Then there's such categories as favourite gemstone. I do know the results, but I'm not going to give the game away at all. All I will say is that there are some gemstones that weren't part of last year that are part of this year's top 5. One of the most popular gemstones, and you don't need me to tell you that, because whenever this gemstone comes on air, it flies out. Rutile quartz, and in particular the golden rutile quartz, has just got all the beauty of Mother Nature encapsulated, is that a word? Yes. Encapsulated inside what is meant to be, and essentially is a clear quartz, but these individual spun gold-like rutile internal textures make this one of our most popular gemstones of the moment. And you don't need me to tell you the results of the awards, because I'm not going to do that, but in the same sense, I'm sure you'll appreciate this gemstone certainly sits as one of our favourite gems of the moment, thanks to its internal beauty and its external visual impact. You can see how the light just moves and glistens and shimmies, and the individual unique qualities of this gemstone really does capture the imagination. You've got the chance to get a full strand of your golden rutile quartz in this deal I don't know whether we'll have any coming up into the back end of the year, because truthfully we don't get a lot of this in stock, which is probably why it is one of those hard-hitting strands that when it comes it goes, you know, it really comes to a, and I've got less than 50. There you go, that's just how it is. We don't get a big quantity of it, and when we get it, it just disappears. I've only got, do you know what, I've got nowhere near the quantity, in fact. Okay, if you want to join us on this, this is going to fly out. First come, first served. One of the most popular gemstones of the moment, and the price is going to be a little bit naughty. If you want to join us, go, go, go. Your golden rutilated quartz in your plain rounds, 8mm. Yours, dun, dun, dun. $5.95. This is going to sell out. Fact, it's got to sell out on this price point. You know, when you work on the principles of supply and demand, the principle is the more somebody wants something, the higher they're prepared to pay for it, correct? The more people desire something, you know, like those game consoles that are released, and they're released at a certain, probably, I don't know this for a fact, but I guess that they're probably inflated pricing when they're first launched because everybody wants them and there's this big demand and everybody, the simple economics of supply and demand is when somebody wants something, then the price is obviously going to be higher. Now, why on earth would we take this price tag so low on something that is so highly demanded, so much requested, so much appreciated, and sitting as a real popular gemstone of the month? Why would we do that at $5.95? Well, we shouldn't, but we do, and that's because we're Jewellery Maker, and I've worked for this company for a very long time. I've worked for the family business for nearly a decade, and the reason that we do prices like this is very, very simple. It's this ethos of, if we get a great deal, you get a great deal. So we almost ignore the principles and the economic principles of supply and demand, and we'll say to you, look, if we get a great deal on something like this one here, I mean, we could have probably charged 2 or 3 times that price tag, and we still have had everybody here on the phone lines buying because of the demand on this strand. But actually, the very heart of the company, and the reason I've never moved away from this business is because I don't think there's another place that probably has the same principles as we do. If you get a great deal, you pass that great deal on. Do you want to know why we do it though? It's based on trust, because we want you to trust us and to really get where the business is in terms of our principles. And we are absolutely giving you that layering of trusting price. We're saying, look, when we put something to wear and it's £20, it's £20 because it has to be £20. If we're putting something to wear that's £30, it's £30 because it has to be £30, because that's the buying power we'll give you. If we get something for this price tag, we'll put it to wear at this price tag, even though it could be 3 or 4 times more expensive. It's all about the integrity and the transparency of the company to do the very best on our pricing every single time we can. If you want to join us, I've got less than 20 left in stock now. Less than 20, and I have got multi-buyers there, including Charlotte and Perth and Kinross. I've also got an anonymous buyer in the Highlands, probably Scottish Highlands. I've also got a buyer in Durham multi-buying. I've got a buyer in Essex multi-buying as well. If you like the look of this strand, of which I know you do, one of our most popular strands, you've got it for £5.95. It's not hanging around. It's probably going to sell out within the next minute or so. So if you like it, you've got to go for it now. On that phone number at the bottom of the screen is a free phone number. Join us on the web at JewelleryMaker.com. If you find yourself holding on those lines, please do be patient. We'll process your call as fast as we possibly can. Of course, everybody's call is important to us. We will make sure that we answer your call in strict rotation. So if you were the 20th person to pick up the phone, you'll be the 20th person to be answered. If you were the 14th person to pick up the phone, you'll be the 40th person to be answered. That's how we work it. We also make sure that you get customer service that you value, and I know that lots of our text messages that come through are not just based on how good we are in pricing or how great our products are, but actually how great our service is, and that's something that, again, we pride ourselves upon. We're an award-winning customer service team here at Jewellery Maker, and as a company, as the Genuine Gemstone Company goes. And with that in mind, if you appreciate that, then of course you will just give us your patience on those phone lines for us to give you the chance to own this deal for just £5.95. More buyers multi-purchasing on this one. Jude, congratulations to you. Shane's got you've got yours. Wendy and Diane, congratulations. Angela, you've got yours. Pat's in Essex, how you doing, Pat? I've got Alan, great to have your company, sir, in Bristol. Veronica's joined me in Lancashire. Hold those lines for me, £5.95 for your golden rutilated quartz round. Classic gemstones. I tell you what you could do some really nice beady beads with this gemstone. You know, if you just wanted to stick to the stable, you know, classic design and just went with a lovely beady bead, just that golden hunk of loveliness. That's the best way that I could describe it, sorry. A hunk of loveliness. £5.95. Ah, sorry. I was just thinking of what else I would describe as a lovely hunk of loveliness. I just tried to think of hi Ben.
Hi.
Aww. Ben's our lovely hunk of loveliness. Ah, can I just say that Ben put himself forward as that? Ben just offered his services as that hunk of loveliness. He even went like this. He wasn't being subtle at all. Look at that loveliness. Oh, pump and action. £5.95 for your golden rutile. Right, we have got for you, coming your way very, very soon indeed, your feature star buy offer of the 4-hour showcase. It's your brand new stone. You know how I've said guaranteed less than £10. I dare to tell you, it's not going to be $9.95. Not $9.95. Or $8.95. Okay. What can we fit in? What can we do? What should we do? Or should we do the chain? Because we haven't done the chain yet, have we? Heck, we need to crack on. We've got loads still to fit in. Okay, time for the chain. And of course, we did a deal, and I will give you the heads up, because if you didn't join us earlier on, okay, I will just highlight the fact, if you tuned in earlier on, we did the gold-plated chain, exactly the same chain, exactly the same design. We did a one-off, last of stock price tag. And Pip has, and still is, sorry, I'm just waiting for Pip to confirm his pricing. Okay, I'm going to highlight one thing, is that the quantity is a little bit more than the gold. Not a huge amount, but a little bit more, which is why we should not be doing the price we're about to do, okay? Because the quantity is a little bit more, we shouldn't be doing what we're about to do. Because the only reason we did the gold at the price we did was because it was last of stock. We had limited 31, we had, didn't we? 31 of the gold. And I will say, the only reason we have got away with doing that price tag for the gold was because of the quantity being limited. I have more, but I opened my big mouth and I said I wanted Pip to try and price match. And bless him, I do feel bad, because he shouldn't be doing this. He shouldn't be doing what he's about to do, because it's not really, this quantity can't be really classified as last of stock. But because I opened my mouth, Pip, bless his cotton socks, my amazing producer, he's honouring that price tag. It's a last of stock price for really a chance for you to get something really exciting. I'm probably going to say, based on this price tag, it will be a sellout deal. But I tell you what, £9.95. It's the time to buy now on this offer. Sold out of the gold plated, expecting that even with the larger quantity that I have of the silver, I do think that this could be a sellout as well. For this price tag, this kind of deal is not going to hang around now, is it? It's not going to be the kind of offer that we can continue to bring you at a price tag of under £10. Not for 10 metres. I mean, if you went, Laurie, you know when you go to those craft shops, you know, the ones where you can hobby and you can craft at the same time in the one big warehouse. If you went there and you bought a metre of chain, is it going to be £1?
No. I mean, their prices are just, they're so expensive. I mean, for that, that's just, how much can you make out of just that 1 metre?
But you couldn't, I know, because I go in there on a regular basis to different kinds of craft shops. I go to different websites. I go to, you know, the bigger warehouse shops as well. So I have a real principle of price. I've never seen a metre of chain for £1.
No.
I've not seen it. It's my experience. You go and do your own research. That's what I always want you to do. I always say that power is in knowledge and knowledge is in research. So research your pricing. You know, I believe that jewellery makers are absolutely savvy buyers. We're clever buyers. We're people who want our money to go as far as it possibly can. And you've got the chance to make that happen with chain like this. I can't find it anywhere else than the price that we've just done it for. A metre of chain for less than £1. I don't think so. But go and try and find it if you can. Of course, you've got until the 31st of January to return the chain, and your money will still go back into your account without a question asked. You will get your money back into your account, so you may as well give it a go. You've got plenty of time to do your research, even in the January sales, because of course the January sales are not going to be that far away now, are they? £9.95 for your 10 metres of chain. You can see loads of people joining us. Oh, who's in County Durham? I just saw Anne in County Durham. How are you? It was a bit blustery last night in County Durham. Tell you what, oh, the hail, seriously, the hail, I've never seen anything like it. I thought the roof was going to cave in. It was horrendous. The hail must have been like the size of golf balls. They were crashing down. My husband thought that I'd smashed something on the floor because the noise was so loud at one point, because it got so intense over our house, that my husband thought I'd smashed something. He came running into the room. He went, "What's that?" I went, "It's the hail. I'll just hide." Because I break quite a lot of things in our house. It's not that surprising. Honestly, £9.75. That's it. Well, that's why we get on so well together.
It's also why we're quite
clumsy oafs together.
That's why we're banned from working.
That's it.
Wreck the studio between us.
That's it. Just together, we will make some kind of disaster of any showcase. Yeah, we're quite good at that.
That'd be quite a good show, actually. Just let us loose around the studio
with no protection. You must wear a helmet for today's show. £9.95 for 10 metres of your silver-plated copper chain. Now let me just check who I need to say hello to. Joan and Paula. Hello to Julie. And to Suffolk and Hampshire and Nottinghamshire. Oh, we need to say hello. Don't forget.
Oh, yes.
Oh, we nearly forgot.
I know.
Straight down the camera, quickly.
Happy anniversary, Lynn and Andy, which is my mum and dad-in-law.
Happy anniversary. How long have they been together?
About...
Lots.
43 years.
Oh, 43 years. Yeah. Oh, now that's impressive. How on earth have you put it with each other for that long is beyond me. I'm 20 years with my husband, and I tell you what, 20 years, it feels like 20,000 years.
What? Was that a year ago?
No, this is my mother-in-law.
Sorry.
I know, yeah.
That's Ed just coming in last at the end of the conversation. Get with it. Get with it. It's time for our star buy. Yes, it's time for the big one. I did say less than a tenner. I did say less than £9. I dare to say less than £8. If you want to join us, it's time for the star buy. I've got 10 left of the chain still on the lines if you want it for £9.99. 5. Okay. I think I've given you a heads up on this enough for you to know you've got to be quick to confirm. You can't afford to sit on your laurels on this one. The deal is too big. The opportunity is too exciting for you to sit back and be anything other than fastest finger first. That's on phone lines, that's on the web. I don't mind how you do it. I just don't want you to miss out. Please don't just put it into your basket. You've got to check out your basket to guarantee this is yours on this deal, because it's not going to hang around. I've dared to give you a heads up that we are going to give you a deal for less than £10 for this amazing formation. Now, they're classified as beads. I'd classify these as ties or kites. The formation elongated, over 3 centimetre drop you're looking at here. So a really exciting addition to your pen. I'm calling them pendants, but they could be amazing drop style earrings as well, couldn't they? They could be easily multi-diverse dynamic jewelry that you could be creating from one look, one feature. Of course, you know as well as I do that once more, if we just highlight, just as we have with the chain, if you go and explore pricing elsewhere, you will buy something like this of this size individually. You wouldn't get them in a multi-offer like this. You wouldn't get 11 in one deal. You'd get 1. If you were lucky 2 or 3, you wouldn't be getting 11. You're getting 11 here at a price tag that makes no sense at all. Each one of these pendants, each one of these centerpieces are going to make an impact. Now, you heard me say less than 10. Did you then hear me say less than 9? Did you hear me say less than 8? Did you hear me say less than 7? Less than £7 for 11 on my strand, and that's working on the average. You are getting one heck of a deal. I would suggest that if you were lucky, we should be doing these as £1 a piece. That would be £11 on this strand basis. Even if I was going to work on the principle of you getting 10 on a strand, you'd still be lucky to see these as a £10 strand. £1 a piece would be good. Individual pendants, individual features for the ear. I mean, just give you perspective on the drop. They're perfect with the sterling silver shepherd hook. And of course, if you got that findings pack, your sterling silver findings, I think we've got a handful of those left. That sterling silver buy 2 get 1 free offer. If you got the shepherd hooks earlier on with that, you don't need to do anything else. Shepherd hook, add them to a little drop. Hey presto, you've got yourself a cracking pair of earrings, and all you've done is use just 2 of the 11 on this strand. How about this? I've said 10, I've said less than 9, I've said less than 8, I've said less than 7. I can now tell you less than £6 for a feature opportunity. I dare to say to you that you have got here a real treat and a half. Hold those phone lines. It is busy, busy, busy. Valerie, Eunice, Jenny, Pat, Kerry, Catherine, Kim, Mary, Patricia, Sharon, you've all been comfortable and very happy at the fact that I said less than 10, but forget that. When I say less than 10, half that price, and that's the deal we've got for you. 11 feature pendants for £4.95. It's a star buy offer. I've got quantity to go around, but it's first come, first served. 0800 644 655 is the number to dial, and dial it quick. Have us on speed dial if you can. That is a trade show price tag on one heck of an opportunity. You can join us at JewelleryMaker.com. We don't mind how you do it, but you know as well as I do that quantity, if we were bought separately, would not work out at less than 50p each. Nowhere, not on your Nelly, nowhere Jose, because the facts are, I went very northern there, we are giving you a deal that just doesn't happen in many other places. In fact, one of the biggest things I love about working here is that I love researching, because I like to know how much of a good deal I can give you on one of these kind of strands. £4.95, less than 50p a piece on this strand alone. It's the kind of deal you don't want to lose out on. I see you there. Congratulations to Tanya. Congratulations to our buyers in Lanarkshire, to Greater London, to West Midlands, to Lincolnshire, to Nottinghamshire, Cheshire. I've also got Bristol, Glamorgan, multi-buy in there. Congratulations to those of you across the border, Perth and Kinross. Great to have your company there in County Antrim. Lovely to have your company, Jennifer. How are you? I have got plenty of people purchasing and lots of people holding on those phone lines. Please do be patient. That £5 couldn't be better well spent. Of course, we could have said £6.95 on this. We could have said £6.95, but actually if we'd said £6.95, we still would have been absolutely delivering you a deal. But make that £2 saving, and that £2 can go to your postage and packing, because we can still guarantee Christmas delivery if you add £2 to your standard delivery. You've definitely made a £2 saving on many of the deals today. 100% you've made £2 saving saving on most of the deals today. And if that's the case, that £2 just needs to go to your standard delivery, make it a premium delivery, and we're guaranteeing Christmas delivery for today. We can guarantee you've still got Christmas delivery on your premium delivery. So that's £4.95, standard delivery is £2.95. So really, in principle, just for an extra £2, as I say, which you've saved, you really have got the chance to be able to get all of that detail. I mean, even for Christmas Day, you know, you want to go smart, wear a little tie, a little pendant tie. How cute would that be? Fantastic deal, fantastic opportunity. I definitely see a little dicky bow tie there. You could actually make gents cufflinks on those, couldn't you? Yeah. Love that, love that. £4.95, I like a deal like that, don't you? Congratulations. Plenty more, and plenty more there. That comes from in our Miss It Miss Out show, starting in just a couple of minutes' time, actually. Ed's waiting in the background there, and I know he's got some absolute classic treats for you. Anything under a £5?
Producer Liam, he's desperate to get things under a £5, and backed by popular demand. Silver sapphire chain.
Oh my goodness me, it's the long chain. Look at that,
straight
there. Ah, oh. Yes, please.
Midnight blue sapphire. 925 sterling silver chain. We had it earlier in the month. It sold out on the day it was launched. We have got it back by popular demand.
I will just highlight the fact that really, the last time I saw this chain, it was about that long. It was about, what, 6 inches if we were lucky?
Half a metre there.
Look at that, half a metre.
If you had that.
Oh, now then, just to show what Laura's been up to with her challenge with the cabochon, let me just show you. Laura's had the cabochon, the Matrix collection.
I love that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Almost has a rosary-like feel to it.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Mm.
Of course, you have got here your Matrix collection. Let me just show everybody what it was. And Laura's obviously worked with it already, and she's still got a full box. £16 for your Matrix cabochon collection. That includes labradorite, rainbow moonstone, your onyx, and your rose quartz. And that's, we worked out £2 per section. So £2. And look, Laura's made loads of pieces.
On a ring, but I mean, it's tweaking it about a little bit, but it's not working.
Good for soutache designs as well as well, isn't it, the cabochons?
You've got a fantastic deal there, £16, and another great show still to look forward to with the fantastic Ed and Liam producing straight after the break. Thank you to Laura for her inspiration, and thank you for you. See you tomorrow.
Stay tuned for Miss It Miss Out.